Salute, and welcome. Welcome back over here to the Black Ocean and now swimming in the deep end with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. And yes, you saw the thumbnail. Oh, you saw the thumbnail. You see the title. You see what's on the screen here. Yeah. 3 digits, 1 number, 304. Oh, yeah. Tonight's broadcast is not going to be quite what you think. We're not going to do this in a malicious way tonight. What we're going to do is do it in an educational way, okay? It's going to help the brothers out here, okay? So you know what to look out for. And it's going to help the sisters that's got some sense out here to know what not to be and what to cut ties with if you're looking to be with decent men that you want to build something with, okay? So we're going to do it from that standpoint here tonight. Not gonna be a bashing session. Nah, that's useless. Plenty of people have done that. But it's gonna show you just how outrageous a lot of things have gotten here in the American dating market in the modern era, okay? In present day times. Now, again, let's be clear on what we're about to say. This does not apply to everyone. We're not talking about all. If you feel some type of way about what you're about to see over here this evening, hit dogs a holler. I can't do nothing for you. It is what it is. But the truth is going to be told. And see, I want the fellas, okay, particularly the young brothers that watch this tonight. Because see, what I'm about to show them, it's not going to be nothing new. It's basically going to be just warning you, hey, remember, this is what you're dealing with out here. And we're going to provide solutions on how not to get caught up with certain things that you're about to see. And for the sisters, it's going to give you a bird's eye view for those of you who are little nuns that, you know, a lot of y'all say y'all never seen these types of things. You don't know which women doing that. Well, we're going to show you tonight so that you can understand what some of these brothers are talking about. OK, so, yeah, it's going to help everybody all the way around here tonight. But before we get into that, in case you've been hiding under a rock, just been busy, don't know what's going on, I want you guys to do me a favor. Let me take this banner down. I want you to do me a favor. Direct your attention to the screen. Tightening with Tariq, or as I call it, TWT, our brother Tariq Nasheed, yes, King Flex, Tariq Nasheed, has started a new channel. If any of you are familiar with the old Mac Lessons days, trust me, you will love this channel. Men and women can learn something from it. If you were around in the Mac Lessons days, you already know, man, Brother Tariq was a beast. Let me tell y'all something. If you think he's funny today, back then he didn't have no filter. Let me tell you, man, no filter. He would roast your ass to death if you called in with the foolishness. Man, let me tell you, man, you just have to go back and look at and listen to some of those episodes. If y'all think it's bad now where he'll clown people and make cartoons out of them and stuff, there was one dude, I'm trying to remember his name, Fish Lip Kev, something like that. He messed around and got on Brother Tariq bad side, and he started to make a whole album about his ass. Oh my God, that shit was so funny. I'm telling you, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember which episode of Mad Listen that was on, but I will never forget that shit. I laughed till my lungs exploded. But what he did, though, he ended up, the little dude ended up apologizing, and Tariq cut him a break. But he did record a little snippet of the damn song. Because I remember him playing that shit on that episode. Oh, my God. If he would have put that shit out, man, I'm going to tell you, that dude would have just had to get off the internet forever. I'm warning y'all, man. I know it'd be a lot of trolls that keep coming at this brother. You better be glad you dealing with modern day Tariq that's married and more polished and settled down. Because, boy, if y'all would have started up with this brother back in the Mac Lesson days, careers would have been over. You would have had to get off the internet, I'm telling you. And it's still in there, too. You got to bring it out of him. But, like I said, if that brother don't start with you, leave that man alone, man. I'm telling you, it never goes well. So what I want all of you to do, if you're over here and you subscribe to me and you don't know about this channel, please go over there and subscribe to Brother Tariq's new channel, Tightening with Tariq. Going to be giving a lot of good advice on there. The first video he got up is hilarious, but he's speaking the truth on there, okay? And he's doing it from a perspective of, okay, he's not coming at it from a hateful point of view. It's going to be easy for everybody to listen to. I think that brother has grown a lot over the last couple of decades that he's been doing this work. And I think anybody that wants to learn can learn something from the brother. And that's not always about what you like. I posit this to people. Ask yourself, what can you learn? Sometimes you got to grow out of talking about what you like and what you don't like. Ask yourself, can I learn something from the person, though? That's with anybody, okay? So go over there and subscribe to Tightening with Tariq. Make sure you hit that notification bell set to all so that you get all your notifications when that brother uploads or goes live. I'm not sure exactly what all he's going to be doing over there, but if you subscribe, you'll know firsthand and you'll be in the loop on that. So just wanted to take the time to put you all up on that real quick. I will show it once again near the end of the broadcast as we get more people in here so that everybody will at least have a chance to go and catch up on it, because I know some of you might not have known that. Now that we got that out the way, we're going to get back to what we about to cover here tonight. Let me warn you, some of this stuff, even if you're a younger person, some of what you're going to see tonight is going to shock you, because it's not so much the behavior. Y'all know what to expect out here if you of this generation of younger people. It's just going to be the levels of it that some of them going to go to. I mean, in the beginning here, you're going to see what I'm talking about. But with that said, let me go ahead and greet a couple of people that I see join us over here in the chat room. Oh, I see my brother Dunamis over here. Oh, I see old grandma over here. Hey, welcome, elder. That name makes me laugh for some reason, but you're definitely welcome over here. Salute to Patricia Jenkins in the building. I see my moderator there. William Kent, what's going on? Only Pamela's Way. Goddess Navi. Okay, sincerely yours. What's going on, sister? I see you. Ayman Isam. I hope I pronounced that right. Welcome to you. Dwayne Williams, what's going on? Oh, my brother Project Leroy in the building. Oh, man. Hey, Project Leroy, brother, you're going to laugh your ass off on this one. On some of the stuff, you're going to laugh because it's so sad. Sometimes you can't do nothing but laugh at what we about to see. Salute to brother Quincy X, and welcome to everyone that will be joining us in attendance over here tonight. If you have not already, hit that like button, share this if you are so inclined. And again, brace yourselves, because sadly, this is what it's come to today. And we're going to cover it also before we get into this, so everybody understands what you're about to see. We're not going to do it from a malicious standpoint. Once again, we're going to point out the difference between the 304 class of women and the normal modern women, okay, that don't have nothing to do with 304 behavior. And ladies, before you start arguing or you take offense and start calling me everything but a child of God, it is what it is. I can take that. That's not going to change my life one way or another. I want you to consider looking at it from this standpoint. If this behavior fits some of your friends and you single, but you say you want a good dude, you going to learn what you got to cut ties from. Because, see, I'm telling you, one of the problems today that a lot of the younger brothers especially are complaining about is that the decent women are standing too close to the 304s, okay? So tonight, take the time to sit here and absorb this and learn from this. And it just may benefit you, okay? Sometimes it might be bitter medicine, but medicine nonetheless shall help you. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started with the broadcast tonight. We're going to be breaking several things down for you innocent women in here, okay? Because I see some of you. Salute to Malik Prince in here. DSMS Sinister, welcome. For you innocent women in here, cover your eyes. You know, I know some of y'all are, just so innocent that y'all couldn't fathom none of what we're about to witness here. Some of this may corrupt you, so get your holy water on deck and get your Bible verses ready. So with that said, we'll go ahead and get into this.
Hey, it's gonna be a lot of people that's not gonna want me to tell y'all. Men, you need to watch who you with. I'm in a whole lot of witch, oracle, empress.
She's into a whole bunch of witchcraft is what she's about to say. When I tell y'all there's real evil out here, I'm not bullshitting y'all.
Women coming into the craft type groups. It is hundreds. I have seen hundreds of pictures of you dudes.
She's seen hundreds of pictures of you men, you black men. She's talking about black women. Hundreds of pictures of y'all.
These women is putting inside of these groups, and on full moons and on new moons.
Hundreds of women in these groups. These women of black witches are meeting, throwing your pictures in groups. Why do you think I do not put LeBay on camera?
They straight up casting full flat out spells on y'all because y'all out here being dirty. Look.
She said during the full moon and the new moon, they're casting full out spells on you men. Who out here can tell me how your cell phone works? I can tell you here's why, because I was a telecommunications engineer for 11 years. The ability to have voice conversations, majority over airways, there's a backhaul, there's a wired or fiber optic portion of your cellular network, but a lot of it operates through radio frequency in real time at the speed of light. Radio frequency, which you cannot see, which you cannot hear, unless you're in a concentrated environment of it, and you would actually get what's known as an RF burn, a radio frequency burn, like in front of an antenna or something like that. You don't understand that there are things out here that exist fully, but you can't see, you can't hear, you can't taste it, you can't smell it, you can't feel it. It's real. Bro, there are so many forces out here. This is why I say success principles translate and success leaves clues, because if you lean on only the understanding of what you can experience, you're failing in life. We can all agree that there are good people, there are good acts, there are good things that happen in this world. If that is the case, there has to be evil. And if you don't think that there are people out here operating in bullshit like this, man, you don't know what you're fighting. These women are operating at a whole different level that men are even prepared for. They're leaning on the fact that you believe that beauty equates to virtue. It don't work like that, yo. Watch.
I have seen hundreds of pictures.
Now, I'm going to take a second to chime in on what the brother El Guapo just said. And shout out to that brother El Guapo. He has pretty decent content over there. Let me explain something to you, family. What he said is absolutely correct. Think about it this way. I know there's a lot of people in here. Some of you are from different faiths. Some of you don't believe in anything at all. Let me tell you something. I'm not trying to change your mind on nothing. I'm just going to speak the truth about what this brother was saying. Think about the wind. You can't see that. But if enough of it is blowing, it definitely has an effect on things in the physical world, okay? Now, when it comes to spiritual things, it's the same, okay? There's a lot of things out here that people are dabbling into that they don't fully understand. And see, let me tell you something. He's absolutely right about what we're going to be taking a look at here tonight. And this woman that came across those other women doing this, it's been going on for several years now. But here's the thing. Those women don't understand, depending on what they're playing with. When you start messing with things on the darker side of spirituality, you can get what you want from calling on those things, but there's always a price that you're going to have to pay. You're not going to just call on them and get what you want and then, okay, everything is cool. No, it's blood in, blood out. And that price is usually something that a lot of people are not prepared to pay. A lot of times things come back on you when you try that. So if you a person that's into doing that for malicious purposes, just know you will reap what you sow. You may not see it anytime soon. It could come back on you. Here's the worst part about it. Whatever comes back on you may not hit you. It may skip you and hit your children or someone in your family. So before you consider trying to practice any type of spell casting on somebody, you might better really do your homework about what you're dealing with. But hey, I digress. I'm going to let them get back to explaining it.
Of you dudes, these women is putting inside of these groups, and on full moons and on new moons, they straight up casting full flat out spells on y'all because y'all out here being dirty. Look, black man, tell that woman if you around with somebody else, like they straight up y'all lives up, and y'all think it's some invisible God out here making you have car accidents, making you being stuck to a woman, and you can't never let her go, and you can't never get away from her, cause she didn't put blood in your motherfucker. Oh, she got you.
She put BLOOD in your food. I know y'all have heard about people. We're black, yo. And for the white folks that are in here and the non-blacks, listen, this is something that goes around. Our grandmothers and great grandmothers warned us about this. People sweeping your feet and stuff like this. It comes from somewhere. When I say evil is real, it's people out here. She's telling you right now, there are people out here. There are women out here plotting against you, your demise, man. I talk about the lovely ladies when it comes to relationships trying to argue the rules of the game. And you can't argue the rules of the game when it comes to relationships. When men they hold the keys to relationships. When it comes to this, men don't even understand that there's a game being played. We are so far behind what is really going on out here. Why do you think that we keep losing these black men that have platforms that are speaking the truth. If you don't think that these fools are moving against you, I'm telling you, y'all better stay protected on all levels. The first thing she said is you need to be very careful who you mess with. I concur. And from my vantage point, I'm telling you, I got a holy, sanctified, fire baptized apostolic grandmother that says that I am a seed of the righteous and I operate in that realm. I do things wrong. I drink scotch and all this other stuff, and I may cuss here and there, but I try to live my life and I know what has put me in the right place. And I'm not trying to convert anybody or anything like that. What I'm telling you is you need to recognize that there's evil motherfuckers out here moving against you. And you can think that it's a joke and it's not real and all that stuff and tee-hee and act like nothing's happening. All right. She's telling you right now.
Show picture in the.
Let me take this time to add an extra word of caution for any of the women that are doing that. Like I said, you're going to do what you want to do. Let me warn you of something. And particularly in older spiritual systems, this is something that's in pretty much all of them around the world. Whatever you seek to cast any type of spell on, you better make damn sure that before you do it, you better hope that your target is not connected to anything that's of a higher plane or a higher power. Because if your target is, it has a clean spirit, it's connected to the Most High by whatever name you want to call him, mark my words, what you send out will come back to you tenfold. I have tried to caution certain people against doing things like this. They think that it's a game because, see, here's another thing, too. I'm going to say this to these women because this is just one portion of the broadcast we're dealing with, and I'm going to say it and they can take it or leave it. If somebody hurt you or have played with you to that point, before you start dabbling into like darker spiritual things, what you better understand is, okay, first of all, do you have an understanding of what you're dealing with? And second of all, what's the cost? What's the cost? Are you prepared to pay that cost? Okay. Because see, here let me put it to you this way. And a lot of people not probably going to believe what I'm saying, but I can back El Guapo up on this because I have seen some things that science cannot explain. I'm not going to go into detail about that stuff, but I'm going to tell you this. I've seen enough to know what I'm saying to you is absolute fact. Let's just say you're successful in what you're doing, because I'm trying to appeal to reason and common sense here for those that may be wise enough to get what I'm saying. Let's just say you succeed in what you're doing. It goes the way you want to do, whatever it is you're trying to do. When you open those spiritual doors, you don't have the ability as a mortal man or woman to close them. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If you open those doors as a mortal human with no power whatsoever, calling on something doesn't mean you personally as a human have any power. If you call on that for malicious purposes and that door is open, you're not going to close it because then it's going to turn its attention towards you. Your health may go down. Certain things may start happening to you. And your only way out would be the grace of God. Let me tell you something. But see, here's where you walking a thin line at. And I'm just going to go off the scripture because I know there's many different spiritual systems. It is written that you shall not put your God to the test. And that means doing things deliberately that he said for you not to do. Now, again, I get it. Some people are atheists. Some people are, man, I don't care what you're saying. All right, cool. Not trying to convince you or anything. All I'm doing is on this broadcast, I'm speaking the truth so that you can't say you didn't hear it or you wasn't warned. Particularly for you young sisters that's trying to get into this type of stuff. All right. You better have a thorough understanding of what you're playing with because, see, it could have lifetime consequences that you will not be able to shake. And the only thing that will be able to free you from that is the Most High. OK, so like I said, I'm just putting the message out there. You don't have to believe me. Let's let them continue.
Middle of a group with hundreds of other little young witches that ain't got no guidance, that ain't got
Hundreds of young witches that ain't got no guidance.
no type of structure and discipline over them, and they just hasting. You got 30 to 100 women, y'all, sitting here saying, drive him into hell. May he pay for what it is that he did to her. Even if you just made a simple mistake, you know.
Even if you made a simple mistake, they be going hard at you. They be going hard. Listen, look at this. I dare you to go to TikTok and put in black witches? When my family found out I detached from Christianity and I started doing hoodoo. Look at what they're doing, yo. Witch tip, banish a guest. Look at all these women engaged in. It's not a game, yo. Look, they got the brother in here. Aren't you afraid he's talking to other girls? Look at her, putting the sage over him. Hold up, man. We got to watch this one. This is that bull right here. Look at this. While he's sleeping. It's not a joke, yo. These rudderless women are out here doing all kinds of stuff to y'all. Y'all better pay attention, man. You got chicks looking like this. Cute in the face, curly hair. Most of y'all would crack at her. I'd crack at her without the tattoos. You don't know what you're dealing with, man. There's evil in this world. When I hear the chick talking all that slave talk, I get it. You're just an evil bitch. Hey, I said it. You are. Maybe you need to kind of take her seriously because I don't understand why she would make this as a joke because the shit is not funny.
When you out here.
Let me chime in again and give my young brother some advice. If you're an older black man, I expect you to know what I'm about to say next. You heard the brother Guapo, he was talking about that chick and as far as how she look and everything, and, you know, fairly attractive, you would crack at her. Let me explain something to you, especially if you're a young black man. This is something you must seek to master over yourself in order to walk the best path as a man, okay? Especially a black man. You better get to a point where a woman's looks does not override your sense of common sense and what somebody is capable of. Somebody can be very attractive, and this goes for women as well. Okay, a person, I'll say it that way, a person can be very attractive and be one of the most evil human beings on this planet. Okay, so yes, we're all swayed by looks to a certain degree, but those of us that exercise self-control and discipline, we don't think that just because somebody is attractive that means they're a good person. If that's the way you think, you're going to be in a lot of trouble in your lifetime on many different things. And see, I'm going to add another bit of caution to the people that are playing with darker spiritual systems. Let me put you up on something that you may not know. For each successful contact that you have with whatever entity you try to invoke, that draws from your life energy. You can see it in your face over time. I'm telling you right now, you be like, oh, I don't believe that. Okay, don't believe it. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. Let those who have ears to hear listen. This isn't superstitious babble. You see, I'm talking calmly. I'm speaking as someone that knows what he's talking about. And I'm warning you, do not play with that shit. Do you understand me? You would come out better going to God in prayer and asking him to deal with whoever did you wrong. If you just got to do something, that's not going to cost you your life energy, okay? When you start dealing, see, look, let me explain something to you. When you go to darker spiritual systems and you evoke these different things that you want them to do harm to other people, they have a delight in that. And like after they do that, they're not going to stop with that. They're going to come back to you eventually, okay? I promise you that, all right? So again, I'm just trying to warn you on what I know of. Like I said, I've seen a lot of things in my lifetime, and I know enough not to play with that. But I'm going to let this woman keep talking.
Dating these women, you need to ask them what the f they believe in.
Ask the women what they believe in.
I don't hurt. Just because she a Christian do not mean that she is not playing around with her witch friends and blood magic, the power of...
Listen to what she just said. Just because she's a Christian does not mean she's not playing around with her witch friends. How many of these lovely ladies do we know that have gotten themselves in situations where they play around with their friends and do dumb stuff, ride the train and all that stuff, get on the carousel, you know, raised in good homes and stuff like that, messing with the wrong people.
Blood. See that motherfucker, Jesus Christ? We know what the blood.
Love my Jesus now, but she's coming in on my Jesus. You gotta be careful. Go ahead, say what you gotta say, because she's spitting some truth in here. Let me explain something to y'all real fast. A lot of the lovely ladies say, well, I shouldn't listen to Kevin Samuels because he failed in marriage twice. You may not like the messenger, but the message may be true. Even though I don't like the way that she's coming at my faith, I believe what she's saying when she talks about this witchcraft stuff. I believe her. My uncle used to tell me all the time, you can learn a lot from a dummy.
We have always known. I'm telling you, black men, watch who you with. Almost every black woman know that if she want a man to put blood in his spaghetti, put that in his tea, what
Put it in his spaghetti, put it in his tea.
ever they out here doing it, and I'm watching them black men. Y'all better watch y'all selves and start getting y'all life right. Quit playing with these women out here. They sinking y'all. All y'all the locked up. Y'all in some stuff out here. The future of the black man, these young black men, it's not looking good.
Yo, she's telling on them. Y'all don't know what you're up against.
Y'all need to get into y'all wisdom, into y'all own knowledge, and find out who you are. Find out who your ancestors are. Y'all out here fighting against even though y'all fighting against, like,
you're fighting against stuff that you don't even know that you're fighting, man. She's telling y'all, I'm a follower of Jesus, and she talked crap about Jesus, but she's telling some truth. I'm not in my feelings. I'm not offended by what she said. There's enough truth in this that it's worth me listening to.
Y'all out here fighting against shit, even though y'all fighting against this powerful as hell. Check your motherfucking food, check your tea, check your motherfucking toothbrush. Don't let no motherfucking body get no hair. Y'all better protect yourself. That's as much as I can tell you without going into other shit to save yourself.
I went down the rabbit hole with this, and I'm glad to be out, and I'm not talking about this shit anymore.
Let me give a further warning to this also. All right. You heard what the young lady was saying. She's not making that up. She's telling the truth. I know she is for a fact because I understand that people are actually trying to do what she's talking about. You got a lot of these goofy divestment dummies that run around in these spaces trying to encourage women to get in that kind of stuff. They don't really do it openly. You got to go way off in the deep ends of things to find that. But I do know it exists. I'm going to give a further bit of caution about opening darker spiritual doors and trying to invoke things when you as a mortal have no power. I'm going to make sure I say that, okay? Having the ability to call out to something and summon it does not mean you yourself have any power. What happens is if you make contact with those darker spiritual entities, think of it this way. I want to make this plain so that even people that don't necessarily believe, but I've gotten your attention enough to listen to me, I want to make this plain for you. I'm going to give you this analogy. Think about going into a building or a house and it's got like a lot of weed smoking there, right? Hey, I want y'all to bear with me on this. I want to make this analogy stick. I'm going to make it as plain as I can. You walk into that room and you stay in there for an extended period of time. What's going to happen when you leave that room? What's going to happen when you leave that room, okay? Whether it's cigarette smoke, weed smoke, when you leave out, you're going to have what? It starts with an R. I'm going to see if my chat room can get this. Does anybody know what word that is? It starts with an R and it ends with an E. What are you going to have on you? When you walk into a room filled with weed smoke, cigarette smoke, whatever, when you come out, what's going to be attached to you? I'm going to see. Starts with an R. Give y'all a couple of seconds to get that before I actually tell you what it is, because y'all should get this. I have a very intelligent audience over here because I'm making a point with this. I want to make sure everybody gets what I'm talking about. There it is. My brother Dwayne Williams. All right, there's my chat room. That's what I'm talking about. You have residue attached to you, okay? So now, why am I saying that, talking about darker spiritual forces and making contact? When you make contact with those darker spiritual things, those entities, you have a residue attached to you. Moving throughout this world, everywhere on the planet, there are things that you cannot see that have an actual anchor to the physical world, and they can influence things. And here's the part where I'm gonna even grab you atheists and people that I don't believe in none of that. Okay, I'm gonna show you something, right? I'm gonna give you some common sense food for thought before we continue. Do you really think that in today's world, as many wicked things as we see all across this planet, do you really think that that doesn't have any type of darker spiritual influence attached to it? I just want you to stop and think about that. See, there's one thing to be cruel as a man, okay, or a woman, okay? Just speaking about humankind. It's another altogether when you start looking at the most hideous things we've ever seen in our history. Going back to the American chattel slavery of our ancestors. Things that were done to African brothers and sisters over there on the continent as far as colonization. The Jewish Holocaust, okay? You just think back to some of the most horrendous slaughters and massacres of people. Do you really think that there was nothing dark behind that and influencing the minds of those people? So I'm cautioning you that even if you're a person that don't believe in all of that, even if you don't, take the time to consider what I'm saying at this portion of the broadcast. If you're thinking about dabbling or playing around with that, see, I'm going to warn you about something else that a lot of people think is a lot of fun to fuck around with. You got to be twice the fool it takes if you play around with something like a damn Ouija board. Oh, no, don't ever do that. Do you understand me? I'm going to say this one more time. If you don't believe nothing else I tell you tonight, don't fuck around with that. That shit opens doorways that you do not have the ability to close in that structure. The only way for you to reverse that shit, you would, one, have to burn that goddamn board, and then you better call whatever holy person to come and exercise that damn house. It's not worth it. I'm warning you right now. I know somebody that was stupid enough to play around with that, and they got the outcome that they was looking for, and they ain't never been right in the head since. I'm telling you that right now. So you can take it or leave it. I'm just warning you. If I try to give out information that's useful and helpful over here, but we're gonna let the brother Guapo get back to what he's talking about. I'm just trying to take this time to add to what I know about what he's saying. Yes, this is a real thing, brothers and sisters. It's not fake. She wasn't trolling. She telling the truth. A lot of these women out here and some men are dabbling in some shit that they don't understand. There's light forces and there's dark forces. If you're going to practice certain spiritual systems, you need to know the difference between the two and talk to people that can properly educate you on these things before you start jumping out there, experiment with things that you don't have no idea about. You don't know which forces you're contacting. And then all of a sudden you don't know what the consequences are going to be for you making contact, okay? So all I'm saying is whatever you choose to do in life, make sure you're well informed and you're well educated on what the consequences of those things are before you actually go and try to do it. Let's let it continue.
This, I'm done. I try to live in the light. I don't want any parts of this dark energy, dark bull at all. The title of this is Ex-Witch Warns Witchcraft Expanding, says Hollywood releasing spells over the viewers. Believe it or not, the cute light-skinned chick on the right is the ex-witch.
What's your take on Christians even burning sage, and what's that supposed to do?
Burning sage is something that I did while I was practicing witchcraft.
How many of y'all, if you saw her on Hinge, if you saw her in Starbucks, how many of y'all would crack it? Shorty? I would.
And when I got into a home with another witch that I lived with, the very first thing that we did as witches is we got bundles of sage from the New Age store. Yep. We would burn sage to rid the house of evil. I thought, this is just what witches do. This is what people in the occult world do. This is what people in the New Age world do. There's so much mixture and it's passed down information that people don't know the origins. If we go all the way back, we can see that it is steeped in witchcraft where you're communicating with spirits, you're communicating with the dead, and you're trying to push these things back. But the only thing that will do that, the only thing that gets rid of evil is the spirit of our God, period.
If this is what we're going to have to deal with as men, especially black men, when it comes to finding a partner, you are excused, you are allowed, you are at ease to take the path of least resistance and find more compatible, more cooperative women. There's real evil out there. Behind your back, against your knowledge, people are plotting against you. It's important to know beauty does not equate to virtue. It's important to know that not everybody means good by you, and you need to be aware and cognizant of it. Understand that there are people that mean you harm.
Welcome back.
So now you heard what the brother El Guapo was saying. You saw a couple of things that he found and reviewed. And I thought that important to start it out the broadcast with that tonight, because see, when you're talking about 304 behavior, I'm not just talking about sexual things. I'm talking about a no good woman all the way around. And that includes that today. Okay. Again, men aren't saints. We're not attacking anybody. We just telling the truth. But I want to point out something that the woman that was talking there last didn't make clear. There's nothing wrong with burning sage. The problem comes in when you start burning sage and trying to invoke darker things. In fact, there's different combinations of sages that I'm not going to go into on this channel because I don't want nobody getting no stupid ideas, because, you know, sometimes people will come across things and be like, I don't believe that, I'm going to try it. And I don't want to be the reason why some asshole goes and try to put to test what I'm talking about and then they looking crazy because something is choking the shit out their ass while they trying to sleep. So yeah, just wanted to make that clear, okay? You can actually burn sage and cleanse your home, cleanse the air naturally and spiritually if you're doing the right things, okay? So I don't want anybody to think that sage burning itself is something bad or connected to something dark. Just want to take time to point that out. But the next thing we're about to examine here, we're finna get back into the spiritual world, because I know a lot of y'all are like, man, he talking about all that spiritual stuff. I rarely ever do that on this channel, but I just had to take the time to explain that. So we're going to get into some physical evil here. And I think everybody, men and women, that join us tonight over here, going to agree that this is very evil. Shout out to this brother here. His name is Machine God Eats is the name of his channel, if you want to go and check out more of his content. But I was checking the brother out, and I actually found some interesting stuff that he had over there. Apparently, he was covering different types of topics like this. And I said, you know what? Need to show my audience this. Again, this brother's name is Machine God Eats. That's his channel's name. Want y'all to listen to this story and be prepared to punch something, because it's going to piss you off when you see what he's about to show you here. Let's let her talk.
To the channel, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jeremy Greco. And in this episode, we're going to look at two different couples where infidelity came to light and played out all over the internet. I wanted to make sure that our cooties are clean, both ladies and gentlemen, because we are in 2023, to receive this salacious content that I came across. Someone made a good point the other day that I wanted to bring up here on the show. They said that they feel that pornography ruined men and social media ruined women. And I would say, with the amount of women being exposed through these platforms, they may have a point.
This is where I'm at in my life right now, besides taking Plan B and fucking every other guy under the sun. I'm having a really hard time, and I know I'm not the only person out here that is trying to figure out, am I good enough to be in a relationship again?
Whatever. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I do have a couple videos for you today. In the first video, I'm going to show you the man pops up at this lady's house that he's seeing. I guess they've been together for a while, and finds out, because he found out that she's pregnant and that the baby more than likely isn't his because they haven't slept together. And in the second video, I'm going to show you a man catches his wife, who thinks he's at work, fucking around with his brother. And at the end of this, I'm also going to share a personal anecdotal story from my own personal life with you as to why I discovered that some women can be very conniving, even though they're sweet as pie to you, and you would never expect that. And sometimes we're just naive for not expecting certain things, but I want to share that story with you at the end. So without further ado, let's get into the first video.
Open it, Sheena. What's wrong with you? What's this? What's up, dog? What is this? What is this, Sheena? What you mean with discharge papers? Discharge paper from the hospital saying you pregnant. It's discharge. No, ain't no. Man, you gotta explain that shit. Putting a gun under my head. No, I don't give a none of that. I don't give none of that. No, you finna talk to me.
I ain't gotta talk to
you. You finna talk to me. I'm putting my gun under the discharge paper saying you pregnant. We wouldn't have got what you mean. It ain't mine. It's not mine. How the hell? I'm saying, how the I'm gonna get pregnant by somebody? We wasn't together when it happened. But you back at my house. You back living in my house. And you got
give me enough time to tell your ass.
It ain't
all you do is jump up and leave.
What?
I'm trying to tell you last
time. It's not mine. So I'm saying, it's not my baby though.
It's not.
So who the is what you talking about? That's the problem. I know it ain't mine. So I did the math. I did the math. I did the math. It ain't mine. Okay, that's what I said. So what you told? So what's that?
But you gonna take care of it.
What?
Who's taking care of it? Who's taking care of it? You got me.
I guarantee you gonna take care of it.
I guarantee you.
I've been dealing with your for 8 years, man. You do you want to do.
But I ain't never had no baby on you though.
Now, I know what y'all think. Y'all like, this is some crazy shit. I can't even believe this, but this is very common today. However, one thing that I teach over here on my platform to the brothers, you've heard me say this many times. You are the one that controls who you allow into your social circle. I'm going to point out the obvious. Some of you women gonna think I'm being cruel what I'm about to say, but I got to tell the truth. First things first, you heard what she said. She said she's been dealing with him for 8 years. I don't know the brother's situation, but I do know this. When I look at this woman on this screen, I know this brother suffers from low self-esteem because let me tell y'all something, man, especially my young black men, that just getting whatever you can get just to lay up with, that shit come back to bite you, okay? See, one, you cheating yourself because I'm just going to say it like it is. If you as a man looking at what's on this screen don't think you can do no better than that, we just talking about looks-wise, the attitude, something is wrong with you. You don't need to be dating until you can get your self-esteem up to a healthier level. See, going out in the game with low self-esteem, that shit hurts you, man. So you supposed to know that you can do better than this. And I'm not just talking about her looks, I'm talking about her attitude, because you see what she's trying to do. She with this dude, and if his money ain't right, okay, if his money ain't where it should be, shouldn't be dating in the first place. But you laying up with him, you heard say that she's over there in his house. Man, it was signs to let you know that she was out there doing stuff on you. See, and this debunks the myth too, that a lot of guys be thinking that only attractive women cheat. No. If you thinking like that, you way behind the times, because see, you got to look at something, right? And I'm going to say this to make a point. When you got the Lizzos out here parading around and they trying to do that body positivity stuff, all of them motherfuckers think they dimes. You understand me? For the ones that think like this woman right here, they all think they dimes, even though their attitude ain't worth a damn. They ain't got shit going on. This is a sorry chick right here for one. She a trifling asshole for doing that, but she's not the only one that does it, okay? He just happened to find out. The best thing for this man to do, let me tell you how you handle this in case you find yourself in this situation. First and foremost, do not do anything. Let me repeat this again. Do not do anything that's going to put you in prison. Don't do shit that's going to cost you in your professional life. What you do, you cut ties with that motherfucker. See, you can be angry. That's a natural human emotion. But you must control that anger so it doesn't cost you your future, because, see, she ain't shit. She don't have a future. You want to go down the drain with her? When you get mad enough to put your hands on her or go confront the dude and all that, no. If your self-esteem is where it's supposed to be as a man, you'll be like, okay, cool, that's what it is. That fucked up, I'm hurt, but that's your loss, because I'm finna cut all ties with your raggedy ass. That's how you do that. Ain't supposed to be no all these conversations you have in my house too. No, it ain't finna be nothing to talk about. No, it ain't nothing to talk about at that point. If you a young man, don't you ever do this shit. You understand me? I understand that he say he been dealing with for 8 years. And see, let me touch on this before we get back to it too. First of all, what you with a woman for 8 years for and you ain't deciding whether you gonna make her your wife or not, okay? You wasting each other's time. Now, I get it today. If you have something to lose, you have to be very smart about going into a marriage contract. You got to make sure you go and talk to the attorneys, find out what the marriage laws in your state are, get with that person and say, look, if we gonna do this, we gonna make sure that if this shit don't work out, everything is fair. That's what you have to do. You don't just up and get married because people think that you should or whatever. No. First, learn the marriage laws in your state. Second, take the time and go consult an attorney and just have some conversations about certain things. You better get your damn CPA too. If you got some money now. If you're a little dusty hobo says you ain't got shit to lose, hey, you'll be all right either way. I ain't even talking to y'all. Okay, but if you one of my brothers that's upwardly mobile, you're on your way up, you better do them 3 things that I just said. Find out about the marriage laws in your state, or talk to an attorney, get you a CPA, talk to him about how to set up things the right way in a prenup so that you can make sure you're good out here and you don't get financially raped. And for heaven's sake, y'all got to start protecting your goddamn seed out here. I know this situation, the baby ain't his, but you got a lot of these dudes out here knocking up chicks that ain't worth a damn. You got to understand that your seed is what has the life in it. Without your seed, a woman's eggs are pretty much inert. The life comes from us, okay? Until those eggs are fertilized, them eggs, they inert. There's nothing going on. She cannot fertilize the eggs herself. So you have to value your seed and your legacy and not just put that anywhere. That's a conversation for another day. But we're going to get back to this situation right here because, like I said, this conversation wouldn't even been that long if this was me. I wouldn't even been with this health in the first place. But hey, it got caught up because of that low self-esteem, man. Let's let it continue.
So you're not finna stay at my house. You're not finna stay about it. You not finna stay about it, another nigga, baby. You not finna say, I'm gonna put you out. Your shit gonna be there. I guarantee you.
Okay. This woman literally, they seeing each other. I guess she goes to his house, sleeps there, and he goes under the mattress to put his gun away, and he finds some paperwork that says that she's pregnant, but they hadn't been together. How is she pregnant? She's like, yeah, it ain't yours, but you're gonna take care of it anyway. It's funny because I keep seeing these videos where they say men have like this audacity. You have some audacity to be that fucking. You can't make nobody take care of your kid, especially if you going behind this man's back and having a baby with somebody else on him. That's insane. And
let me stop the young brother right there. Actually, young brother, they can if you dumb enough to do one thing. If you dumb enough to sign that goddamn birth certificate and you're not sure if that kid is yours, oh yes, they can make you take it. Look, not them. Let's be clear. The system in place that they use can make you take care of a kid that ain't yours. It's some horror stories out there, boy. Listen, man, let me tell y'all, boy. Y'all don't even know the half about that goddamn paternity fraud, but that shit right there, to be honest with you, it should be criminal penalties against that shit. Because there's a lot of dudes out here, boy. Some of them, the lucky ones found out. I guess you can say lucky as far as their peace of mind and knowing. But the ones that are unfortunate enough not to know, you better understand there's some women out here take that shit to their grave, bro. I'm telling you, man, because see, what you'll end up doing is, look, this goes back to self-esteem before I let this brother continue. If your self-esteem as a man is so low to the point that you'll just get with any woman and accept anything that she throw at you, and I ain't even talking about how she look. Because see, that's another thing niggas get confused. You think because a woman is attractive, you're supposed to let her treat you any kind of way. Hell no, I don't play that shit. I don't give a fuck if you fit my specs to a T sent from heaven. You are not going to disrespect me. I will send your ass on your way faster than you can blink and say your damn name. I don't put up with that because one, I know my value as a man. And two, I have a family legacy to uphold. The men in my family don't play that shit. So I guess it depends on how you was raised. But see, if you a guy with low self-esteem and you go out here and get caught up like that, what you don't realize is you might just be the placeholder nigga that she dealing with that she's not really into like that. Okay, we can give several examples of these types of placeholder niggas because you responsible. You got the resources and all that. But the nigga that she really want to bounce up and down on, he ain't got none of the resources. But hey, you know, she likes what he's able to do for her in a sexual way. So if she get knocked up by him, cool, no problem. I'll just stick with you and put the baby on you. And never tell your ass, because that's the initial plan, make sure you don't find out. So I'm going to tell you how you avoid that. Because you know you got a lot of guys, well, man, how you know? Brother, it comes down to paying attention to the simple things with women. A woman can't have two niggas in her ear at the same time, okay? You going to start noticing changes in her behavior, bro, okay? And she going to get caught up in events. See, a lot of, I know you, they slick as hell now. They really are. They got friends that lie for them and everything. But if you paying attention as a man, and then if you just get that feeling like something ain't right, hey, man, go ahead and cut ties. You don't need nobody, no goddamn explanations. Do what you got to do to protect yourself. I'm going to give you this basic piece of advice. Because, see, you got a lot of people that want to go searching through women's phones and all that goofy shit. No. You don't got to do none of that to catch them. All you have to do is this. The minute that you see something that you know you don't agree with, and I'm talking about on a major level as far as her doing something grimy. I'm not talking about no ordinary argument or little tiny disagreement. We're talking about things that you like, okay, wait a minute. The male friend shit, and then the motherfucker trying to introduce people to you. I know, okay, cool. You let her go and deal with them, all right? Don't waste your time trying to figure all that out. You ain't got no business racking your brain trying to go through all this, that. Because, see, you already know in your spirit. You better understand something. You already know in your spirit when something's not right, okay? And see, for you to try to go through and find this or that or start trying to have this long drawn-out conversation with a person, you better understand something about this kind of woman, keyword, making distinctions, this kind of woman. I don't give a fuck if you got all the evidence. She's not going to tell you the truth. At that point, you basically talking to a woman like that to hope she going to have some mercy on you and just tell you what you want to hear, which is, nah, I didn't really go and bounce up and down on your best friend. Motherfucker, you already know. So have some self-esteem and respect about yourself as a man and know when to walk away. Listen, let me tell you something. Sometimes walking away might be hard. You might be hurt when you walk away, but it's better for you to do that. You're going to heal from that. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you. In fact, it's going to make you a better, wiser, stronger man. And see, here's the other reason why I keep telling brothers, don't get caught up in situations where you're sitting here arguing with these women and damn shit don't put your hands on them, bro. The numbers, listen to me, the numbers as far as what we have to choose from is in our favor, okay? And again, if you can't find what you want over here, I don't care how y'all feel about the passport, bro. There's that option too. It's a solution for some people, whether you like it or not. The bottom line is, man, move the fuck around. Make sure your life keep going. Because see, a grimy chick like this, usually what happened to her, she gets stuck with a nigga that ain't shit and her life go downhill. If you move on the right way and make sure you don't do nothing to end or to jeopardize your future, you go up. I promise you, you go up. Trust me, trust your brother when I tell you that. But I want y'all to listen to the rest of what the brother's about to say here.
And then to have the entitlement to say, well, you're going to take care of it. That's nuts, bro. And so a lot of times when the talk of body count comes up, people say, oh, men are concerned about body count because they're insecure. A lot of men are concerned about body count because they don't want to end up in this situation. She probably would have never told that man that was somebody else's baby if he didn't find that paperwork. She would have just put it on him. You could just tell by the way she speaks. You could tell by her vernacular, her body language, the fact that she don't really give a fuck that he found out about that and then had the audacity to say to him, you're going to take care of the baby. Fucking madness, bro. And y'all are wondering why so many men are leaving this country and getting their passports to go find women other places. You understand? Because there's a lot of places, if you go in some of these comment sections, not in this particular one, because there's a lot of people saying, no, that's fucking foul, da-da-da-da-da, she gotta go, blah, blah. But I've seen a ton of videos where people were backing up this type of behavior. Well, y'all wasn't this, and you should be there if y'all were together, if you love her anyway, and all this other stupid shit. No, leave. That's insane. I'm telling you, the Jezebel spirit is alive and well in the West, and that's why so many men want to jump ship from here and leave. Now, in this next video popped up in my feed yesterday. This is a bit longer. This man, he comes home early from work, and, well, I'll just play the video and you can see for yourself.
His wife cheated on her.
Hey, you're absolutely right, Sister Goddess Navi. I'm glad you brought that up in the chat room because I got to expound upon what you just said. The proper way to deal with situations like that, if you're a man, especially knowing that today they call the police and the woman claims you did something to her, your ass is in trouble. See, let me tell you how you handle this, right? Because thank you, sister, for bringing that up too. Because I want to make this point before we get to this next situation because it actually applies to this. The first thing you have to do is control yourself if you're angry. Don't even go in there getting into no argument because, see, once you start going back and forth and you're emotionally charged, you can end up either saying or worst case scenario doing something that could jeopardize your future. What you do as a man, once you find that information out, you don't even go in there. You have them folks go escort her out. That's what you do with that. Put them people in that motherfucker life. If she was able to do you like that, nah, you got to think smart. You got to play chess. Don't put yourself in no scenario where if them people come up, she can get the line, say this or that. Nah, the best thing to do, you already got your information. You know the decision you want to make. You want her out your house. You go tell them people that. If you have to go to the station yourself, like, hey, listen, this the situation. I'm not trying to get involved, so no claims can be made against me. I just want this motherfucker out of my house. That's how you deal with that. So thank you very much for bringing that point up, sister, because, see, this is one here that's going to be a little more easier said than done. When I tell y'all what you're about to see is some of the dirtiest shit right here, but sadly, you got game goofy niggas out here that'll do this. I'm going to tell you what I would have did in this situation, but I'm going to let y'all see it first.
Her with his brother.
Really, Aaliyah?
PT1.
My blood brother, y'all. And my motherfucking wife, man. I go to work, came home early because I left my fucking wallet. And this is what I see. Come on now, man. I done gave this girl the world, y'all. Big house, cars. This is my brother. It's supposed to be
Me, in that situation, just have to pause this for a minute. Me in this situation, I would.
I want to pause it for a minute because the brother Reese Abdul made a good point. See, brother, I'm going to show you how you deal with that because let's address the brother's point here. He said the problem is you call the police and they come fuck you up. Okay, I'm going to show you how you do this, right? Because this is very important. And thank you for bringing this up. Here's what you do, man. You don't be there. You be somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? I should have been more specific on that. You can call the police from anywhere and say, hey, this is my house or there. I want that person out. You see how that work? They not, if you, let me give it to you straight. Say that person is at your house that you want out. All right. And it's the type of situation we just reviewed because this is very important. And thank you for bringing this up. What you do, you could be at a friend's house or wherever and call them and say, hey, listen, I'm over here at my mother's house, my dad's house, whatever the case may be, pool house. I don't care where you're at. I'm not trying to go there because this situation is going to get out of hand. Since you the rightful property owner, they will go there and escort that motherfucker out. Because you're absolutely right. Being that we black, we know how that is. They show up and get the blasting. Nah, so that's how you handle that, good brother. That's how you do it, okay? It's always a way to do things the smart way. And like I said, don't feel no remorse for putting them people in her life because, hell, if she was grimy enough to do some shit like that to you, nah. And see, make sure you tell them, when they go to get that motherfucker out your house, I want all her shit gone. Same day. Everything got to be gone. Don't never come back here. And then if you're really smart, go ahead and take extra step to fill out the trespass warrant and everything else to make sure that motherfucker come back on your property. Go and put them people alive and alive again so she can go ahead and get hooked up with that jail record. See, it's ways to deal with situations like that, but it all begins with having self-control as a man. So if you hadn't already, and I'm not just speaking towards you, Brother Reese, talking to everybody, if you hadn't already, as a young black man, practice and exercise on things that give you self-control. One good game that I keep playing to this day that was introduced to me in my childhood that helps build proper thinking strategy and self-control is playing chess. I know that's not everybody's thing. Some people think that's for dorks, whatever. Chess teaches you how to handle life because it forces you to think. Okay, so if you got some homeboys, y'all ain't never got into chess, learn how to play. Trust me, you will see the difference outside in your life as far as how you handle decision making. Take that game from your brother. But we're going to get back to this situation.
Be more mad at my brother. I would be more hurt by my brother doing that because I could never snake my brother like this. I would never do this to my brother. No, your brother should never put you in this situation to have your wife in front of him. You will see. Let me stop. You see, she up here getting tricked.
My fucking brother, same mama, daddy. My big brother at that. I ain't saw him in about 3 years, y'all. I flew this man out here. This how he can't believe this shit, bro. And, come on, Leah.
Look at her.
Really?
Wow.
Hell no, man. I can't see no more shit.
You feel me?
See no more shit.
That shit is crazy,
we
bro.
been through. Don't play with me.
Take in mind, this is his house.
This what y'all doing? This what y'all doing? This is how y'all repay? This how y'all do me?
Crazy.
This how y'all do me? My fucking wife?
I want you to watch her attitude towards this whole encounter. There's not an apologetic bone in this woman's body. You understand? Take in mind, this man is facilitating her whole lifestyle. He flies his brother out to come visit him. She over here fucking about to drop it down low on him. If he hadn't come home from work, he would have never knew that these two motherfuckers were dealing with each other. No remorse. That's the thing I'm talking about. Right.
Brother. You mean it's not like that?
Why you got the phone out though?
What are you doing? This is my fucking brother.
But we was just chilling.
What up, Larry? This how you gonna do me, Larry?
That's between y'all.
This how you gonna do
That's
me?
between y'all.
You mean
his
it's like,
brother,
what is it
bro.
like you massaging her? What you doing massaging my wife, bro? You mean it's not like that? Bro, get the off me, bro. Back up.
Remember, she's saying it's not like that right now. It's not like that. But why? Just. Oh.
Now, here's the other thing, too, about this situation. From what I understand, this brother of his is his older brother. Young brothers, listen to the sound of my voice. Let me tell you something right now, okay? And I want you to hear me when I say this. If your older brother is so dusty and fucked up to the point that you got to fly that nigga to where you at, get him a job, he living in your shit, the first thing you did wrong was helping him to that extent. Now, that's your family, you can help him, but see, let's put things in its proper context. The older brother is supposed to be helping the younger brother, if anything, but if he the type of guy that just say he had some type of drug addiction or whatever the case may be, you help those people from a distance. You don't bring in everybody to your house, not even family. You understand what I'm telling you? You do not bring any and everybody to your house. It was many other ways he could have helped his brother than bringing to his house. Okay, we're gonna deal with all of this too, because believe it or not, his brother actually did do him a favor. He did, because see, what this chick just did to his brother, she would have did it with another nigga. It just so happened she was grabbing her to do it with his brother. Let me give you some ground rules that I have, even when it comes to family. Now, I'm not married, but if I was, we're gonna speak hypothetically. First of all, if I was in this situation and I just was so benevolent enough that I'm gonna bring my brother to my house, we would have some conversations before he get there. And when he do, I would remind him of something that I would have told him before he even touched down. When I leave the house, you leave the house. Now, if you're coming out there and you ain't got no job, either you gonna come with me so we can get you a job, or you need to be out looking for a job. You don't need to be there when I'm not there, especially if somebody I didn't trust like that. I'll just go in and I know some of y'all message stream. No. You got to have rules about your house as a man. First of all, if he was somebody that was on his grind, he would have been like, okay, my brother done did me a solid, helped me out. I couldn't get shit popping back home. The last thing I'm finna try to do is crack at his wife. Let me get out here and get on the grind. He would have been gone. He would have been like, hey, where you going, bro? Hey, man, I got to get up early. I need to go out here and see what kind of little job I can get me so I can go ahead and get on my feet, get my own little spot out here. That's how you do that. But see, today, you got motherfuckers like this dude out here that'll actually do this shit to their brothers. So, see, this shit'll get you killed right here, okay? So what I'm doing, I'm telling my young brothers, before you get in a situation like this, it's certain things you don't even let get started. Just because somebody's family doesn't mean they're worthy enough to come to your house. Your house is your sacred castle. You understand me? Whatever come across the threshold of their house needs to be properly vetted. Them motherfuckers need to follow every rule that you set. And if they can't, one, they don't never get there. And if they already in there, they got to get the fuck out. You understand what I'm saying? So don't put yourself in these situations, because see, I understand where these things can go. When you upset like this, your wife, this ain't just some chick you did to your wife. Both of these motherfuckers scandalous for this. But see, again, I have to go back to what I'm saying. It's easier said than done. You stay calm, do what you got to do, get them motherfuckers off the premises, even if you have to leave, and go get them folks to do it. Make sure that your life goes forward from there. Don't end your life and be sitting in prison doing 20, 30 years, and then, you know what I'm saying, the motherfucker is still free out there, okay? Because chances are you do something to your brother, you kill him or whatever the case, and that bitch get away, she just gonna go do the next thing, same thing, 304 behavior with somebody else. They not gonna stop and have no remorse about what they done. So you make sure that you keep going. You have a purpose. Don't let dusty no good motherfuckers, and I'm talking to the ladies too, don't you let dusty no good niggas stop you from progressing where you supposed to be going in life, okay? I want y'all to see the rest of this trifling bullshit right here, because this shit is crazy right here.
He pushed his brother in the pool.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Come on. Come on. Get out of my house. Let's go. The out, man. The out.
You overreact.
Move. Go.
Overreact.
Get your shit. Get out. Let's go.
You have to put your hands on me.
Well, I'm gonna grab your hand.
Now what you gonna do if I push you in the pool?
Go.
It's not even that
Go.
serious. Can I get my
Bruh.
shorts? Can I
Hey,
get my shorts?
I'm canceling your
Can I
flight,
get my
bro.
shorts?
Brother's my ass, bro. Hey, I'm canceling your flight, bro. You think I'm playing with you?
Doing too much.
Oh, get her ass. That's what I'm saying. Just talking shit. It gets violent, bro. It can get worse than that. It can get worse than that.
Footsteps. I got
You talking shit and you fucking with my brother?
What is? Oh yeah.
Okay.
Don't go. Don't run. Don't run. Come here. My brother. Broken ass. That is broke. Why is you talking to him? He broke his foot. He broke his
That's
foot.
the brother in the car getting
What is you doing? You are Leah. You are Leah. You are. How he treat you, but he ain't got no money. He ain't got no money.
So his brother treats her better. Remember in the beginning, she said it's not like that. So she was willing to lie. She would have kept up with this lifestyle. He could facilitate the lifestyle, blah, blah. Probably would have got pregnant. I put this on. I do. I swear to God, I do. It ain't on. I don't expect most women to be fucking completely faithful. I don't. You see, this man's facilitating a whole lifestyle. We got a whole pool and jacuzzi in the background, and she still cheat on him with his brother. But what I do, I expect in this life like a motherfucker is for brothers to be loyal to brothers. I don't give a fuck what my brother's wife is doing in front of me. I would never betray that nigga like that. Ever. 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 That brother should have been on his fucking knees right there. Fucking, especially because he flew him out and all that shit. Like, so he obviously close to you to a certain degree, right? And you over here fucking around with his wife. That's some snake shit, bro. I'm more mad in this situation at the fucking brother than I am at her. Because that's, you know, women come and go, bro. Honestly. Like, seriously. This is fucking insane to me, bro.
Now, what the brother machine guy East just said, he's absolutely correct on that, because see, let me add to what he's saying, okay? Because again, I want to go back to teaching young brothers how to deal with this, because these are real situations. This shit has happened. Unfortunately, it's happening to somebody in the same way their brother done did some fucked up shit with their wife as we speak, or the reverse, somebody's sister done did something with their husband. Let me tell both men and women, especially young men and women, how you handle this. This is the first thing you have to do. This is why I try to teach you over here on this channel. Just as you are what you eat, you are what you think. You need to be protecting your mind daily. Now, why am I telling you that? When you protect your mind, it's just like when you go into the gym and you exercise and you're building up your physical muscles. You protect your mental and build your mental capacity to practice self-control and think in any given situation. That will help you in a situation like this, because see, the mistake that he's making now, walking behind and talking, no. One, you have to be able to process it like this. It's fucked up, you pissed off. They done left your property. Don't follow them. Nope. Let them go. What you need to be doing, getting on the phone with your attorney. That's number one. Let them know you're going to get these divorce papers drawn up. Hopefully you had a prenup. Get ready to change all the locks on your doors, okay? Get her shit or whatever's hers. Get ready to get that up out of there, okay? And then you have to start thinking, because he's in a good position. I know y'all like, damn, this fucked up. Now he actually in a good position. I'm going to show you why. He dodged a bullet because they don't have no kids together. You see what I'm saying? See, just think how much worse this would have been if they had kids together, or worse yet, let's just say, shit, she had kids and one of them was a kid with his brothers or some shit like that. He's in the sweet spot. He got this footage too. Man, do you know what you can do with this with the right attorney in court? I know it's an uphill battle in certain cases, but if you get the right attorney, you got some shit like this, oh man, he gonna come out like a bandit in this, man. So here's the other mistake that he made, and I got to point this out because Brother Project Leroy actually said it. Before a woman get to this point, it's signs of contempt that's already there. It started in little ways, a little disrespectful comments, little old fucked up behavior, just a whole bunch of shit that you can miss if you just overlook it as a man. You be like, okay, this shit is building up to something. Because see, if you don't check that kind of disrespectful behavior, it'll get to this point, okay? It'll get to this point. And see, here's the other big mistake that a lot of men make, especially brothers that have means, because you can see they're in a nice neighborhood, nice house. You can't spoil a woman like that, because I'm just going to say it. Most women, when they just have everything handed to them, they don't have to earn shit. This is what the fuck they do. Not only do they take the provider of that for granted, they start to have contempt for you. You see the situation, his brother is broke, ain't got a pot to piss in or willing to throw it out of, but she willing to hop on this nigga dick? Seriously? See, you have to go back to what I said before. Have higher self-esteem than that. Understand your words so you don't be in situations like this to start with. But if you are in that situation, instead of you start thinking about what you're going to do to them, this takes mental discipline and training to do. Because I know this is hard. You have to start thinking about, okay, what are the wins for me on this situation? In other words, like I said, the dude ain't got no kids with him. He can go ahead and file them divorce papers, get her up out of there. Even if he had to pay her something, it'd be worth it to get that scandalous bitch out your life. Because see, let me tell you something. It's one thing for a chick to cheat on you with some random nigga. If she cheat on you with your brother, man, that nigga, she will set you up to be killed. You understand me? That is the ultimate cardinal sin. That's a no-no right there. Like that brother said, it ain't, I would never look at one of my family members' wife or even a girlfriend like that. Hell no. In fact, shit, if they used to kick it and I found out, I'm gonna check with my face, cuz you know, y'all still good or whatever. Ain't no way in the hell that I'm gonna be trying to crack on one of my family members, chicks or whatever, when all these women out here for what? That dusty nigga right there. Both of them did him a favor though. He's just mad right now and upset. He hurt. He chasing behind her because see, the first thing you got to put into your head too, in addition to what I just told you, you got to say, okay, me walking behind her talking, what is that going to change? She's shown me who she really is, and same thing for the women. He shows you who he really is. You done caught him red-handed. At that point, you have to say, what else is it for me to talk about? What you going to tell me to change the situation? That point, you have to train yourself to do what's in your best interest. I'm going to say it again. You have to mentally train yourself to do what's in your best interest. You understand? I want y'all to get back to the rest of this because there's a lot of lessons to be taught in this broadcast here tonight.
He don't got no money. You don't even be how he don't got no money. I fooled him. He at our house. You ain't help me with shit. I got this out the mud. Out the fuck. What is he doing? What is he doing?
What? Belittle his accomplishments.
No, wait. I wish you would, bitch. I wish you would. I wish you weak ass. Yeah. Hey, bro. Ass, you was a y'all ain't shit. That's okay. That's all right. Watch. That when I come to that house, I gave this world, bro. Can't believe this shit.
They had a nice neighborhood too.
I can't believe this
Neighbors
shit.
all out now.
You see this?
And see, again, you just heard the brother said, you see what the neighborhood look like. As mad as he is, he's supposed to stop, take a deep breath and be like, shit, I'm winning. You already made it to the mountaintop. See, look, let me tell y'all something. I know this is serious subject matter, but I'm gonna make you laugh here tonight because we got to include some humor in here because I know this shit might be triggering some people's flashbacks in case some of you have been through this shit. Don't go and do nothing to the people. You done made it here over here to this broadcast. You free. I don't want y'all listening to a GBS broadcast over here. Y'all be like, you know what? God damn it, I do need to go back and hit this motherfucker with a baseball. Don't do it. Don't do it. You here with me. You free. I want you to stay there. We y'all got purposes, okay? Don't go taking a baseball bat to nobody that this reminds you of. What the brother's supposed to do, take a deep breath. Yo, man, I won. Let me go ahead in here and dump this damn mattress out and burn that, because I'll be damned if I'm finna sleep on a mattress. I know this bitch done had another nigga on my mattress. That whole shit got to be changed out. All that's got to go. I would find some neighbors that want something. I'll like, hey, y'all want a mattress? Y'all, whole bedroom set, all that shit got to go. Cleanse that shit, okay? Don't you never lay on no goddamn mattress that this bitch done had another nigga on. That's look, like I'm saying, I'm not advocating for the cheating. I'm like this. If you going to do something outside your marriage, make sure you just tell folks and y'all have an agreement. And if you going to do it, goddamn, don't do it at nobody's house. That's for men and women. Have enough respect for your partner if they produce that for you to take that shit off somewhere. Don't do that at your crib. Look, let me tell y'all young brother something. And see, this is what I would have told him if he was my brother. And you know what I'm saying? Well, I wouldn't have been the one that cheated on his wife. But I'm saying, if he was a good friend of mine, I would have said, hey, man, they just showed you that they don't care about you. That's the brother you know you can't fuck with, because that nigga will set you up to be killed if he do something like that. And that bitch will do the same. Okay? So now that you know that, feel like that's a weight off your shoulders. It hurt, but you'll get over that. You'll get over that. Thank them both. They did you a favor. They really did. They allowed you to see them for what they really are. It's better to see the snakes in the low grass than be walking through high grass and they bite your ass and you die. Okay? So what I'm saying is, you have to stop and have control over yourself to say, hey, man, I'm winning, dog. It's going to be another chick. You see this neighborhood? You know what most women would kill to live in a nice neighborhood? Got a pool in the house and chill. You see what I'm saying? Don't let it poison you against all women. What you do if you ever have to go through something like this, and I hope none of you ever do, whether it's a girlfriend, but definitely a wife, you fall back for at least a couple of months, get yourself together, learn from it. See, everything that you experience in life, we all talk about winning, but we also need to understand the importance of taking losses in our life. A loss is not a bad thing if you learn from that loss. You understand? I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to prove it. A loss is not a bad thing as long as you learn from that loss. Let me tell you why. Think about whatever your favorite sports team is, for those of you who are sports people, right? Okay. When you look at your favorite sports team, when they lose, they don't just quit and give up. They go and study that footage. They might have to get a better coach. Okay, they might have to draft some new players that make whatever adjustments they need to make until they can put together a winning team. Your life for young black men and women is the same way. You start looking at the L's that you took. You study what your state of mind was, what friends were you keeping, where you was hanging at. What was you going through in your life? I mean, you look at everything that happened, not just what the person did. See, that's where a lot of people go wrong. You have to study everything and say, you know what? I need to change all of this. Or you might just identify the certain things that you know you need to change. You see what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense to you. All right? Because see, I want to show y'all how to prevent yourself from getting in a situation like this. And more importantly, if you find yourself in a situation like this, repeat these words. Them motherfuckers lost, not you. I'm going to say it again. The person that did you wrong is the one that took the real L. You didn't lose in the long run as long as you control yourself. You don't do no shit where you going to make the news and be in prison for 30 years. Keep on going with your life, but hey, let's let it continue.
She a fucking fucking my brother. My brother.
So yeah, man. Yeah. Yep. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. And that's why so many Western men right now don't trust Western women, because a lot of Western women want to be Western men. You know, there's, you know, the excuse I hear is men play women for years. Men play women for years. It's our turn. It's our turn. The only problem with that, right? Because me, like, it's a couple things, like I mentioned, like body count don't matter to me. I've said that a million times on this channel. I don't give a fuck, right? Like, it is what it is. Because I'm not trying to have no babies with you or nothing like that at all. So whatever your past is and all that, you come up pregnant all out of a sudden, I know I ain't put that motherfucker in there, right? But anyway, a lot of men worry about body count because it's a determining factor of whether some shit like this may pop up for a lot of men, right? So I told you I'll tell you like a story about myself. So back in the mid 2010s, I moved out of state and came here to Vegas. And I used to, when I first came out here, I would go and work out in the desert and, you know, do all this other stuff, blah, blah. And when I would come out from out of the desert, sometimes I would stop and get me something to drink. Sometimes I would go to different stores or whatever. But I always be like kind of gross and sweaty, at least in my part. But I would have on my you know, outdoor gear and all this other stuff, right? So one day I went into this store, and there was a person working the register, really pretty green-eyed white lady, and she was like,
Hey, Project Leroy, you hit the nail on the head. I was going to touch on that a little bit later, but I'll go ahead and do it now. You're right. He talking about body count don't matter. Yes, the hell it do. The smart men, I'm going to explain why. I know a lot of women like, why? Why it matter? I'm going to tell you why it matter, okay? See, particularly, and see, this is where science will come into play. And you know what, if I'd have been thinking, I would have gotten the articles and scientific evidence to back me up on what I'm about to say. But I'm just going to say it anyway, because you can look this shit up for yourself. This is my opinion that I'm about to state. When it comes to having sex, men and women process that differently. There are different hormones activated. Let me tell you something. The same endorphins and like serotonin that's released when you eat some chocolate or whatever, it's the same thing when you're having sex. It's particularly for women. The reason why that body count matters is just like cocaine addiction. Once a motherfucker take a bump of cocaine and they like that shit, what happened? They not gonna stop. See, this is why that old saying, in existence long before any of us, you cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. You can't. Good luck trying, but that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work because, see, when a chick get used to taking multiple dicks of different assortments and sizes and shapes, they're not going to stop that overnight. Even if they try and see, I'm going to say it. I'm finna piss a lot of women off. Some of y'all finna unsubscribe, but I got to tell the truth. We got a living example in it. It has yet to come to culmination, but it's going to happen just like all the men been saying. If you want an example of how you can't turn no hoe into no housewife, look no further than Sierra and Russell Wilson. If she really was the good Christian, wholesome girl that she was claiming, yeah, we got to go here, ladies, because see, y'all don't understand why we call that motherfucker a simp. If she was really that Christian and wholesome, she wouldn't have been doing none of that twerking and all that bullshit she done after they've been married. She would have said, you know what? That's my past. I'm done with all that. You got to be the biggest fool in the world if you don't think that bitch is fucking other people outside their marriage. He a little goofy simp too. I just hope for this. When it come to an end, because it will, she gonna wait till he locked into that good old contract, get in there real good. Well, when she hit his ass with that divorce, done. It's coming. I just hope when it happened, that boy don't commit suicide. Because see, the bad thing about a simp like that don't never learn that you don't put nothing past anybody When they get their heart broken, them be the guys. And see, this is why we tell you ladies that simps are dangerous. When they get their heart broken because they were like, oh, this person would never do this to me. And then when reality hit their ass, that the person, not only are they capable of doing that to you, they can do a lot more. They go off the deep end because it's such a psychological shocker that they can't process that reality. So what they end up having to do is lash out physically. And oftentimes those are the horror stories that you hear. Understand me? Look no further than what happened to that sister Mercedes Moore. And I am not advocating that anybody do that. I'm not happy that happened to that sister. The point that I'm making is dealing with a simp is dangerous, okay? Because when that motherfucker catches snap and he find out you were doing it wrong, your life is in danger. So play with that at your own peril. But I'm going to let this brother tell his story here, and then I'm going to break some things down about what he's about to say.
Like, yo, she was like, after I rang you up, just stand right here for a minute. I need to ask you something. So I did. I wasn't going nowhere. Blah blah blah. She was like, yo, like, I think you look really good. Da da da. I'm like, okay, I'm all sweaty and shit. She was like, yeah, but like, you're like, I think you look good. She's like, do you have a girlfriend at the time? No, I didn't have a girlfriend at all. I was like, no, not at all. She was like, you want to kick it sometime? I was like, yeah, hell yeah. She was, she was a nice looking lady, big booty white lady, whatever, right? So the next day she was like, yeah, come when I'm about to get off of work and walk me home, and then we can kick it from there. So of course I walk her home, we kick it, and shit jumps off, blah blah blah. But from that point on, we started like rendezvousing like all the time. Like if she had the day off or whatever, I would go by there, kick it with her, blah blah. And it got so we wasn't seeing each other not like that. So she had no loyalty to me whatsoever. It wasn't a relationship. We didn't talk on the phone. If I wasn't there, the only time we talk on the phone, if she hadn't heard from me in like a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks, she's like, you gonna come through or what? Like that was all that relationship was. And it had went on for months to the point where she was like pretty much, she was the only lady I was sleeping with. So we stopped using condoms, all kinds of stuff. All right. Good sex. And I'm not knocking her because she, at that time, like she was really good to me. She was really good to me. She didn't put no pressure on me. She wasn't trying to like, what are we? Blah, blah. But later on, I found out why that was, right? So I went over there. It was like early, like I always do, like mid-afternoon early. And we did it, whatever. We land there, da da da. She was like, I don't want you to be mad at me, but can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah. Blah, blah. She started asking me a question about her boyfriend. I didn't know this woman had a boyfriend. I had been coming over this woman's house, piping this woman down for months. Had no idea that she had a boyfriend. She started.
Now, this is the part that I wanted to chime in right here. Now that he told to this point of the story, I have to do the responsible thing and tell you from an experienced man's perspective, especially when I'm talking to my young brothers. Listen to me right now. Don't you ever listen to me again. I'm going to say it one more time. Don't you ever take your ass over to lay up with some woman at her house, her place, and you just getting to know her, because see, you need to understand something. We've seen it too many times. It's done cost some people their lives. When these types of women, okay, because we gonna be clear on who we talking about. These types of women, these 304s, them motherfuckers don't care nothing about your life or the nigga that they fucking with. All they care about, okay, he did this to me, I'm gonna get back at him, I'm gonna make him jealous. They will sit there and not tell you that they got a living nigga and you coming over here laying up with him, and then the next thing you know, let's just say he get off work early, turn around, come back, forgot something, hear your ass over here in a compromised position. No. If you got to deal with a woman like that, if you just got to get out here and do that, you better take that bitch to a neutral place, a hotel or something. Don't bring that motherfucker back to your house if you don't know him, because I already done told y'all, everything that come across the threshold of your door needs to be properly vetted. Peace is where your household is supposed to remain, okay? But now, if you going to deal with these chicks like that, and he was out there in Vegas too, man, do you know how bad that could have went? And see, this is the thing about young brothers like this, no disrespect to them. If you don't know, you don't know. Man, that right there is the most dangerous thing you can do, bro. No, you don't be going over to chill at no chick house that you don't know like that. No, bro. Because see, at the end of the day, let me tell you why you don't do it. In case anybody want to buck back against this, let me tell you something. She don't give a fuck if she get caught, okay? Let me make that clear. She don't give a fuck if she get caught. You know why? Because 9 times out of 10, she looking at it like, okay, if something happened, they gonna fight each other, and I'm gonna be cool. Now, it don't always work out that way, but that's what those types of women think. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, if you're gonna do that, man, no, get your hotel room. Don't play with your life like that. I done seen too many young brothers get caught up like that. And do not ever, I don't care if you're dealing with a chick, and you find out she with somebody, man, don't you go to no other man's house. That's a death sentence, man. You understand me? I'm just telling you, man, don't do that shit. Don't play them games with her. And see, be honest with you, if you find that out, that's a chick you don't really want to fuck with anyway. But like I said, you can take it or leave it. I'm just making sure I get the truth. I want y'all to listen to the rest of this story, though.
Telling me about her boyfriend and like the industry she worked in, and you know how she was bored of him, and how she's how she just don't relate to him. And it was pretty much how could she relate to him more, right? Because you know we wasn't a thing or whatever. But in the back of my mind the whole time, I'm the whole time I'm thinking to myself, I was like, you know, because I asked her, I was like, how long y'all been together? She was like, over a year. Remember, we were only seeing each other for a few months. This nigga had no idea that I was coming over to his girl's house and raw dogging her at least twice a week. He had no fucking idea. That's the only thing that was playing in my mind. And in my mind, I was like, damn, I never thought I didn't even think she had a boyfriend. You know, I just honestly didn't think of that shit. But, you know, like I say, sometimes we're kind of naive because how I met her pretty easy. She came on to me. I didn't put myself out there first. She came on to me, invited me to her house. I got some when I went to her house. It was what it was. So it wasn't like that thing, but it just got me thinking like, yo, that's conniving as fuck, because I just all of these explicit sexual things that had happened in that bed play back in my mind, and this man was none the wiser. So how many times did this man come over or come home after because I would be then left way before 5, 6, not even thinking. I just wanted to go home and play some fucking PlayStation or whatever. How many times did this man come home after I had then left and literally probably finished inside this woman and went after me? None the wiser of what was going on. And
So now let me take the time to go ahead and address something else, because see, life does happen. People can't be naive. My young brothers, let me tell you something. If you go over to a woman's house, it's some things you need to look for that'll give you some clues if a man is there. You go in that bathroom, look in that cabinet, you see a male shaving razor, shaving cream, certain things that only men will have. You understand? You better be paying attention to that, bro. Real talk. So that way you be like, oh, shit. And see, let me tell you what you do. If you do see that, don't let her know you know. You need to just, hey, I'll be right back. I'm finna go XYZ. Bounce, get you an Uber. Hopefully you got your own damn car. And just don't come back. Cut that motherfucker off. Take her goddamn number out your phone. Block that bitch on everything. See, the reason why I'm telling you to do it this way, a lot of young men today don't understand that your power as a man don't come so much from what you say. Women think that way. Arguing back and forth. No. That's not what men do. Your power as a man comes in voting with your motherfucking feet. It comes from what we do, our actions, not what we say. You see, look, let me tell you something. A woman will sit there and you can talk till you turn blue in the face like a goddamn Smurf all day long. All the thing she doing is laughing in her head because she ain't studying none of that shit you saying. You want to get that motherfucker's respect? Cut her ass off. Start doing, okay? Doing in a way that it don't land you in prison. I've already made that clear. Go by what you did. Be like, okay, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Take it from somebody that was raised from some old school men and that shit had never failed me yet. You ain't got no business going back and forth with no chick. Because the minute that you do that, respect level just keep dropping. As a man, if you say, hey, look, XYZ ain't cool, I prefer you not do this. Going one end out the other, she do it again, cool. Cut her ass off. You got to be willing to do that. But see, a simp and a soft spine dude, they're not capable of doing that today. So this shit that he talking about right here, just make sure that you pay attention to what's in a woman's place, okay? It's some clues that let you know if it's a dude there or not, okay? But hey, let's let it continue.
Telling you taught me a lesson right there. It was like, yo, you always in the back of your mind have to have just a healthy level of skepticism. And this is for men and women of what your partner is probably doing behind your back. So you won't be so caught off guard that you're so broken and you can't pick yourself up and move on from a situation that's crazy, right? Because imagine discovering that your girl got pregnant by another nigga and she didn't plan on telling you, right? Imagine you coming home early from work because you forgot something, looking out the window and seeing your girl in front of your brother fucking about to bust it down low because it is what it is. But then if she got pregnant, who's going to be the father? Who they going to put the father on? It's going to be the man with the money. It's going to be the person that's the rightful person in a relationship. So here you are looking stupid probably for fucking years because you had no idea that none of this was going on. And I swear to God, what's making a lot of this shit come out is the fact that a lot of these, in both of those scenarios, neither one of those women felt any remorse for their actions, because you have a whole litany of people online that are going to back up those actions and say that she's right for whatever reason she comes up with. One lady said, oh, you're never here. Probably because the nigga has a house and he's working. What the fuck, bro? Do y'all understand what it takes to facilitate a lifestyle like that? Do you know the amount of work it takes in 2023 to try to obtain property and status and all this other stuff? You know how hard we have to work to get to that point? Do y'all get that? Do you get that sometimes there are 12-hour, 13-hour, and sometimes in my case, 14-hour fucking work days where you're trying to build something, you're trying to establish something where, or you're in a position where you have to maintain something in a situation with the man with the jacuzzi and all that. He's trying to maintain his lifestyle, and here you are fucking around on him after that. So that's why so many men have all this skepticism and say, yo, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get my passport and go and get me a Filipino woman. I'm going to go over here and get me Colombian woman or all this other shit. And I would say,
so now let me stop him right here, because he done jumped into talking about the passports and all of that. I'm gonna work backwards on this. Young brothers, I don't care who it is. Like I said, getting your passport and going somewhere else, that is a possible solution, but you better understand women have the same operating software no matter where you go on the planet. This notion that you're going to go somewhere where it's just a land of perfect women, no. Now, will you lessen your chances of running into certain things? Yes, you will. But keep in mind this, the internet is global. If you think that when you hear a lot of these people talking about Western women, Western culture, American culture, ask yourself this question, because I want to show y'all something. For you young brothers that be like, man, no, it's different if you go somewhere. Listen, you talking to a man that has 30 plus years of travel experience. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know, even back then. Who do you think that most of the world seeks to imitate? Ask yourself that question. Who do you think most of the world seeks to imitate? Whether they admit it or not, all you got to do is look and see. You can look in China. Okay, you can look on the continent, in the Caribbean nations, Europe, wherever you go. Everybody's trying to emulate Americans. Now let's break it on down to the women. You don't think that a lot of these women aren't looking at Sex in the City or looking at Scandal and all this other kind of old shit, man, all this love and hip hop bullshit? You really think that women in other countries are not trying to look at that? Now let's be clear. They can only do so much because in certain countries, those countries not going to allow them to just run crazy like that. But I'm just telling you, don't go over to these other countries thinking that, I've escaped. I'm going to get these better quality women. Okay. You think that shit if you want to. You better understand, man. It's everywhere today. You're not going to escape it. All right. Lessen your chances. Yes. But if you go naive thinking that, oh, man, these women don't do this or that. All right. Keep on living. You'll learn. You'll learn. So now let me address this other thing here, because I said I was working backwards. Let me get to what he was saying about asking the question. He was basically talking to women in general, saying, do you know how hard that a brother has to work to get that type of home, this type of status, this, that, third? Young brother, they don't give a fuck. They don't. They most of them that are like that woman don't care about that. They think they deserve that. All you have to do is listen to what they talk. How much of we got to be make? Six figures, this, that, the third. And they think that a larger number of men make six figures and up than really do. Okay. They really don't look at numbers and math. All they look at is what they want. Those types of women, making distinctions, those types of women are like big fucking overgrown children. They don't give a fuck about how hard you work. Okay. This is why you got to get with a chick that's got something going on with herself that respect your goddamn program. She's willing to get on board with you, work with you, and y'all can build up things together. You know, I mean, you already have yourself built, okay? But she can add to what you're doing. See, that trying to just get a chick and spoil her, hell no. Women in general, of all races, do not appreciate what they don't fucking earn. You understand me? I can't make it no more plain. I'm going to say it one more time. Women of all races in general do not appreciate what you don't make them earn. You start doing that tricking and that bullshit, spending here or there, taking them out on these damn expensive ass dates first time y'all meet and shit. You really think she gonna respect your dumb ass for doing that? No, it's supposed to be stages to get to that point. You see what I'm saying? So see, that's where I would caution the young brothers like him. Yeah, you doing the right thing about the grind and everything, but you got it wrong if you thinking, okay, I'm doing this or that, surely they're gonna appreciate it. No, not all of them will. This is why you have to carefully vet who you choose to give your time to, and damn sure who you choose to allow access to your resources, okay? Take your time, slow down. Don't be in such a hurry. Start building up ways to be a good judge of character, okay? You can learn that by hanging around actual wise elders, and you can also learn that by getting out the fucking house, going where people are and observing behavior. See, the internet and social media has become a detriment today because it's taken away the ability for us to build our social skills, especially this younger generation, okay? So just take that bit of advice from me. Understand what you're dealing with. All this, man, do they care? No, they don't care. All they care about is, can I get access to something that I didn't earn, okay? Let's let it continue.
Africa, because then you got African men saying, yo, if you do deal with the African woman, which a lot of men are doing that, move to Africa to deal with the African women, because the moment you bring an African woman over here, or any of these women over here, they're going to be Americanized and they're going to have this same mentality. And the moment you're lacking in whatever area they feel that you're lacking in, that gives them carte blanche to go and do whatever the fuck they want behind your back, because they're not going to feel any guilt about it because you're lacking in the areas that they feel that you're lacking in. That man, even though he provided that woman with a house, a car, a jacuzzi, a lifestyle, probably she don't have to probably do shit, but just be pretty, right? He's lacking in something. Time. He don't have enough time with her, right? He probably not spending. Both men seem like they had a little bit of money, a little bit of clout. They going to each other's houses, whatever, and probably don't have enough time, because in this day and age, you can't be leisurely and maintain a fucking high value lifestyle without working hard for it. That's all I'm saying, bro. And the internet backs up this fuckery behavior because it just does. You saw in the video earlier where the girl was like, yeah, I've just been busy popping, playing bees and all that. And the internet rah-rahs that shit. That's not for men, especially if you're talking about high quality. Like, I'm not saying that these men are high. I don't know shit about these men. These just random videos that popped up. But if a man has his own house, he has his own business, he has his own car, he's pretty high value. High value men are not impressed by you sitting up there saying you popping Plan Bs all month. Right? High value.
Oh, Lord, you can tell by them 2 words who he was listening to. Oh, my God. No disrespect to our dearly departed brother, Kevin. See, this is why you need to be over on the business and in places like that where you can learn how to actually apply practical knowledge to things, not just catchphrases. So, boy, I'm going to tell you, man, like I said, no disrespect to the brother Kevin. He did what he thought was best. I believe he did have good intentions with what he was trying to do. But he got a lot of stuff that he borrowed from different places wrong, and it just became a bunch of catchphrases that people parrot over and over again. First and foremost, let me explain something to you young men, especially. When it comes to a lot of stuff that this brother is talking about right here at this particular junction of what he's trying to express, the first thing you need to understand as a man is everything about you is valuable. If you're a productive man, let me make that clear. We're not talking about no little homosexual. You're a homosexual, you know how I feel about you. You motherfuckers think you're supposed to live off a woman, get the fuck on. This ain't the place for you. But everything about a productive man is valuable. Therefore, that means access to it has to be earned. And the number one mistake that a lot of younger, untrained brothers will make is thinking, oh, she's pretty. Well, that means she's earned it. Hell no. She pretty. That's a benefit to her. What benefit is that to you? I don't give a fuck that she's pretty or not. That don't mean that, okay, because you pretty, now you get access to my resources and my time. See, before we even get to the resources, you know what I've told you about your time over here. I said this to men and women, because this is something both of y'all better pay attention to. The black men and black women, listen to the sound of my voice. Time is a non-renewable resource. Time, T-I-M-E, 4-letter word, is a non-renewable resource. You make people earn access to your time, and then if they prove worthy of that, then you can look at whether they earn the right to have access to your resources. And then it's levels and stages to that for young black men. You start on the lowest tier and work your way up. Some of y'all, man, that got your paper straight, you start on the highest tier. And then once you do that and the motherfucker didn't earn nothing, Don't be mad because you didn't make her earn that respect. You reward her as she respects you. You understand? Not because she's pretty. I don't give a fuck what she look like. Now, a lot of y'all might try to buck against that and then just jump straight to level 5, level 6, level 7 for spinning and all that. Don't be surprised that she started disrespecting you because she didn't appreciate the shit. You start that ass out at the bottom, Starbucks, hell, Burger King. Motherfucker, if you don't appreciate anything I do for you, you're not worthy of nothing else. You see what I'm saying? You better take that shit to heart, young black man. Let's let it continue.
How you men are not impressed by the fact that you say, "Oh yeah, I got a body count," but you shouldn't look at that to judge me. They're not impressed. They don't see that like that. And I've seen a lot of guys that are literally running successful businesses come out and say exactly what I'm saying to express themselves. Because even if that is the case, even if that is, keep your shit tucked in. Be neater about it. And if you do got a man like that, don't go fucking around on him if he's trying to be fucking loyal to you, or if he's providing you with a lifestyle that's making your life easier in these harsh economic times. That's all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy.
Damn.
Like, man, that's
You're not.
come on. You know what?
Let me check to see if you're the feds.
What you do? Do what you do. Ain't none of that. Check, man. Now you know what? Let me find my condom, man. Because
Please find something.
let me get this out the way.
Shot.
I don't need no shot.
You need something. Act like you motherfucking
I don't need
scared.
none of that.
Act like you've been here before.
I don't fuck from that.
God damn. Who the f is at the door?
Hold on, wait, chill out. That mother partner.
Your partner?
Yeah.
This ain't, we not doing no motherfucking train. You ain't pay for all that.
Really, Maisha? So that's what we're doing? What you doing? What you doing? That's what we doing? You really about to why is you want you can't go nowhere.
Why are you following me?
Like you serious? You really was about to
You set me up?
that's cold.
You set me up?
It is what it
Set
is. You up, you about to my partner.
Hey, I was not gonna
Man, you was lying. I just gave you $60.
I was not gonna
I just gave her $60.
I'm not no motherfucking hoe. I just needed some attention.
So this what you be doing every night when you talking about you working late.
You come home every night, you don't talk to me, you go straight to the room.
to
You go to the room, you
So
ain't
you
on
gonna
the
go
phone.
my partner?
I wasn't on the
So I got to pause. I know y'all like, what the fuck is this? Well, it's the unfortunate reality that this type of 304 today that some of these brothers have to deal with is up to. Again, let's point out what went wrong here, okay? Now, for those that didn't catch it, all right, basically what this is, the brother in the multicolored little tracksuit jacket here, the little hoodie with the blue hoodie on, he had his partner set up his chick that he was dealing with to see, you know what I'm saying, hey, if she was going to let him crack. So this is what was supposed to happen with that. Because, see, again, when you see the brothers that are having these conversations after they catch them red-handed, understand that that's a cardinal sign that your self-esteem is so low to the point that you don't understand that the proper way to deal with it after you got your evidence, okay, it's decision-making time. You ain't got nothing to talk about with them. Ask yourself this question if you disagree. What difference does it make when you having a conversation? See, again, if you respect your time, you supposed look, the proper response to that is supposed to be, oh, okay, for real? I was wasting my time with you? That's a cardinal sin in my world. Let me tell you, I told you, boy, I don't fuck around about nobody wasting none of my time, especially in the business arena. Not in my personal life either. If I find out you were wasting my time, I'm going to cut access to that. You can't get time back. Do you understand me? You should be so mortally offended at that there's no reason to have a conversation. You're supposed to cut off access to your time. And that includes having a conversation with a motherfucker you done caught red-handed. Same thing for you ladies, okay? This goes both ways, but we dealing with what's on the screen at hand. So for him to sit up here and have this long Oprah Winfrey Show conversation, for what? That's pointless. See, when your self-esteem is where it's supposed to be and you recognize your value, you know you can replace that bitch the same day. I'm telling you, man. No, stop having these conversations with these motherfuckers when you catch them. For what? It changes nothing. You're wasting time from moving on. You see what I'm saying? Because she's sitting over here talking about, I wasn't going to do nothing. Then all the excuses, I needed attention. No, man. 304 behavior. You charge this shit to the game. It ain't nothing to discuss. Let's let it continue.
Yeah, I just needed some attention.
wasn't
Gotta take time out to address something, and don't nobody jump on the brother throat, but I got to correct some things. All right. So good brother Tyrone Simon, and don't nobody jump on nobody tying the brother out. Let me bring you up to speed on something because you may not be aware, and if you don't know something, you don't know. Let me explain something to you, and I have no problem saying this because this can be easily verified. Again, no disrespect to the good brother Kevin Samuels. I don't disrespect the dearly departed. Let me put you up on some game you may not be aware of because I don't know how old you are, but brother Jason Black is the OG in the situation. That's one of many people that the brother Kevin Samuels borrowed a lot from. There is no comparison. I'm gonna make that clear. And all you got to do is go and check out his work. Let me explain why. The things that Jason teaches over there on the business, you can apply in the real world. The stuff that Kevin was teaching, surface level at best. Now, I don't want you to take my word for it. I'm not telling you what to do, but I got to clear up some things that you're saying here because, see, understand this, good brother. And again, don't nobody jump down the brother's throat. You free to speak respectfully. He hadn't disrespected nobody. Everybody entitled to their opinion. But sometimes you have to bring people up to speed on things they don't know. Kevin Samuels, first and foremost, borrowed from not only Jason Black, because I remember when all of these brothers started. He was in Jason's chat room. He was in Angry Man chat room, Tommy Sotomayor, Tariq. Okay. He pulled Alan Roger Curry. See, I'm probably going to name some names you didn't never hear of. I'm just telling the truth on this because all of this can be verified. Minister Jap, let me throw him in there too. Okay. Kevin pulled a lot of stuff from different people. And what he did, he tried to package it up and put his own spin on things. So now what I'm telling you is this. You have to go back and look at the origins of things because, see, a lot of times people will hop over there in Brother Jason's chat room talking about he got this from Kevin, you didn't do this to Kevin. I'm like, man, the funny part about it is people that was around at the beginning were like, no, this is the source right here. Okay? Real talk. See, what I'm saying is like, here's another thing, right? All right, here's the deal. Wait. Slow down, brother Tyrone Simon. Jason wasn't running around talking about no at best anyway unless he was doing it to be sarcastic. Brother Jason don't copy nobody. Let me tell you again, your boy Kevin got everything from him. Right now, Project Leroy, back me up on this. And those of you that are over there on the business, we're going to get back to the broadcast, but I want to try to educate the brother because he may just not know. He may be new to the space. There were times where Jason would set up a broadcast and Kevin would use the damn near same title that night. You understand me? Project Leroy. Am I lying? Am I lying? Am I lying? I'm trying to tell you, man. Look, you better go back and look at some of this stuff. In fact, Tommy Sotomayor would tell you Kevin was in his email trying to collaborate with her. Same thing with Angry Man. I'm telling you, man. Alan Roger Curry too. Now, Alan, that brother has passed on as well. But what I'm saying is sometimes a lot of people, when y'all bring up Kevin Samuels, you only found Kevin when he blew up. You didn't understand where he was before he got as famous as he was. See, everything I'm saying, I would never lie on the brother. Anybody that knows the origins of these things, they can tell you that, yep, that's exactly what happened. But a lot of y'all don't know that. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is do a little bit more research. In fact, go over to our brother Jason's channel. You go down there and you compare what he's talking about to what Kevin is talking about. Guarantee you will get more use out of that than what brother Kevin was talking about. Just saying. But we're going to get back to this broadcast because we got a lot more to touch on. Like I said, don't nobody jump down the brother's throat. Sometimes people just don't know. Over here, we speak the truth, get people up to speed, and then they can make their own decisions from there. But I want y'all to listen to what the rest of this brother's talking about. Again, this brother that you're looking at, his name is Machine God Eats. Very interesting channel. Seems to be a new channel. Seems to have a lot of good little balanced content over there, so you can check him out if you want. But I want you to listen to what else he's about to say about the situation.
Gonna fuck him. I just needed attention. I swear to God, some of these ladies, even when caught in the absolute act, will not tell the truth. This man could have walked in there with his friend's dick clearly inside of her. She still would have fucking lied about it. She still would have made some excuse as to why that was going down, which is why a lot of us say that it's a good idea to get a DNA test whenever you have a child from anybody, unless you like 100%, you know their schedule, you know what they're getting off on. Because I've already made a video about this once where These ladies meet up to turn tricks for people for money, especially in this hard economic situation. I did a video a few months back where this lady met up with this guy in this hotel, kind of similar to this situation right here, for money, and her husband was none the wiser. He ended up like catfishing her and catching her up there, and this guy's friend helped him catch his girl in the act. I mean, with his friend, come on now. So I'm out here walking with y'all, figured I'd do something different, bring y'all along for my snack, save some time, bang out a video while I'm here. So like I said, a lot of men say that mandatory paternity tests should be enacted, especially here in America, when you consider that if you're on the hook for a child, you're going to be liable for child support and all this other stuff. And I'm hearing that about 40% of people that take child support, take DNA tests are not the father. So it's best to take a DNA test these days, especially when you watch a video like I'm about to play right now, where this couple had been together for 7 years, and 11 years, and he's been taking care of her kid, thinking it is his. He goes behind her back, does the DNA test, find out it is not his. Well, you check it out.
What's up is why you've been lying to me for 11 years, telling me that DJ is my real son. Why you been lying to me?
What have they lying about?
I got a DNA test done.
A DNA saying what?
Saying that he's not my son.
Let me see this DNA test.
You don't need to see it. I saw it.
How DNA test gonna say?
How you gonna be lying to me for 11 years? Why would you do that to me?
Where's the lie?
The lie is you. You are the lie. You have been lying to me for 11 years, having me believe that my son that I've been raising for 11 years is not really my son. Like, how could you do that to me? Like, what can you say for yourself right now?
What made you get a DNA test?
Because I went through your phone.
And why?
Talking about me, laughing and bragging, telling your friends that I have no idea that he's really not my son. So I went and got a DNA test done. Like, you think I'm stupid or something? Like, how could you do this to me?
You know what?
What?
I had no business going through my phone and getting
You
the
care
DNA
more
test
about
on
me
my
going
son.
through your phone than you lying to me about my son not being mine? Are you?
Now I gotta pause it right here because see, in this situation right here, it goes into what I was telling you before. After you know for a fact what you know, at that point you have to train yourself not to be arguing with folks about what you already know. Now the brother's gonna handle it the right way in the end, but see, what I want to help my young brothers do is get to that point where you view these conversations as pointless, because no matter what you say, if somebody's done you that way, you can verify it. Nothing you say is going to change how they feel, and it's not going to change what they did to you. You have to start looking at how you manage your time in the situation, okay? And to make sure that you get that bullshit away from you so it does not further cause detriments in your life, okay? Because just being in the prisons or something like that, male or female, because the women go through their shit too, just being in the prisons or something like that is taken away from the positivity in your life, okay? So I want y'all to watch how this brother handles this.
Kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? You care more about being humiliated and me finding out that our son is not really my son and that he has a different father. I sure have, because I thought he was my son. Because you've been lying to me this whole time.
What are you talking about? Does it matter?
It does matter. Are you crazy? What do you mean that absolutely matters? Like, you don't see anything wrong with what you did? You don't see anything wrong with what you did? You've been lying to me. You've been sitting here lying to me for 11. Of course I love him, but I can't. But you guys can't stay. You can't stay here anymore.
Where we gonna go?
I don't know. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. It's not my.
Now, here's the lesson in this conversation right here that I want y'all to learn, right? She's being completely honest with him about how she views him and how she feel about the situation. You keep hearing her saying, what about me? What we gonna do? You should this, you all the gaslighting. That is classic extreme narcissism. This is why anything that you saying as a man from any moral perspective to somebody that does that to you, that's falling on deaf ears. You got to realize when your words are falling on deaf ears. The only thing she's concerned about is herself. That means that somewhere along the way, when he started dealing with her, he didn't catch that she didn't really give a fuck about him per se. And heaven help him, chances are he probably started out doing some of the same stuff that I was talking about earlier. Started out splurging on him, not making them earn access to certain things. this is usually what you get in the end when you do that, okay? And sadly, this has become commonplace today. I really feel bad for the young brothers out there, man, because look, it was going on in my time, but it's just gotten a lot worse because now this bad behavior in all races of women, not just black women. So anybody that think, oh, the black women, no, you really hadn't been paying attention. It's all races of women. They've been incentivized to act this way. Corporate America has backed it by pushing certain products and TV shows towards them to encourage the behavior. And then last but not least, all I have to do is point out the situation with Derrick Jackson. When he cheated on his wife, back in the day, when I say back in the day, I'm talking the 50s, 60s, whatever, women would have been like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's fucked up. They started siding with Derrick Jackson against his wife. That lets you know the cancerous behavior that we dealing with here in America as far as that 304 behavior. Think about what I just said now. The women, instead of sympathizing with the other woman, sided with Derrick Jackson. That lets you know they're all about self. These types of women, okay? I'm just showing y'all the difference and see the reason why I'm saying this broadcast can help women also. It can show you what not to be standing next to. You know who the hoes are that you hang around. If you trying to get a good dude, make sure you distance yourself from them so that the men won't be able like, okay, I already know that's a thought. You kicking it with her. Y'all must be the same. Now, you might not be, but how's he supposed to know? You see what I'm saying? So, hey, y'all can get something out of this too. Let's let it continue.
It's not my problem.
Why does she keep saying our kid, our kid, our kid? What are we going to do with our kid? Where are we going to go? Who the fuck cares?
It's not my problem. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. I don't know. It's not my problem. I did my job. I did my job. I did my job as a dad. I did my job as a dad. You can't stay here anymore. Y'all gotta go. Both y'all can't stay anymore. No, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Y'all can't stay here anymore. Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta get y'all house. Y'all gotta go. I can't deal with it. I'm putting y'all out. Yes.
Who's gonna put
I'm gonna put you out. I'm gonna put you out. I will pack your bags myself and put you out of here. I will pack your bags. Y'all can't stay here. You gotta go. You lied to me. You lied to me. You lied to me for 11 years. For 11 years straight, you lied to me. Having me believe.
That's fucked up, right? And then she wants to sit there and argue the guy down, talking about, well, where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do? Da-da-da. And he's like, you guys can't be here. You guys can't be here. I'm feeling fucked up. I'm feeling hurt. And for her, if I was a woman and I lied to a man for that many years about a kid not being his, I wouldn't even want to stay in the house with him that night because I'm not sure where his headspace would be. And these ladies be sitting up here trying to argue the point like, yeah, you gonna take care of my kid and all this other stuff, just being fucking ridiculous. And then when you go into the comment section in this video, or the video of her cheating, or him finding out that the kid ain't his or whatever, you got all these ladies saying, yeah, we get that you leave her, but don't abandon the baby. Don't abandon the baby. So what is he supposed to do? He's supposed to raise the kid for another 10, 15 years as his own, and eventually the kid's going to find out that he's not his father anyway. The kid's going to be interested in knowing who his father is. Why should he have to put his life on hold for that woman's child after over a decade of deception? This shit is ridiculous. It just shows that a man's feelings, honestly, a lot of the times don't mean jack shit. Yeah, take care of the kid regardless of how you feel. Step up to the plate. Continue to step up to the plate, even though he was stepping up to the plate already. Continue to step up to the plate. Continue to be a man for that kid. Da-da-da-da-da. Even though it's not yours. It's fucking bullshit. Mandatory DNA test at birth. And any woman that will argue against that, I fucking question her. I question her judgment. Because you got these ladies saying, well, if my man gets a DNA test, it's automatically over. It's over for us. Da-da-da. Why? What's the problem if you ain't got shit to hide? What's the problem? You 100% know that it's your kid. Why can't he know?
Once my boy.
Now, I agree with what that brother's saying. And see, here's the problem. This is how you can tell who the 304s are. He's right about a lot of them don't make that argument. Well, if you want a DNA test, that means you don't trust. No. It should be fair. And I'm going to tell you why that should be done at birth, to be honest with you. That protects both parties. That protects the man. He knows that if the kid is his, it shouldn't just be mama's baby, father's maybe, okay. Nah. Both parties should know, and then it protects the woman because let's just say the dude decide to hop him and say he's not going to take care of his responsibility. Okay, you got DNA proof that, yeah, this is your kid. So now I'm going to hit your ass with this child support. Because I do feel like if you're not taking care of your kids, that falls on me, the taxpayer. So yeah, if you willfully not taking care of your kids, nah, she's supposed to drag your ass into that child support. That's what the only reason child support should exist, for people that just refuse to take care of kids that are theirs. And see, I think this would clear up a lot of confusion if the law was changed so that at birth, DNA test done, this your kid, it's on record. Now you can't weasel out of it as the father, and that gives you peace of mind knowing that your seeds are yours. Now, a lot of women may say, well, you shouldn't have to do that. No, we got to look at the times we living in today. Everything in society, the rules in society should upgrade as the society progresses. This is where we are, unfortunately. And see, the other thing that needs to change also, if a man ends up signing a birth certificate and it's not his and he can prove that, that's a fraudulent document at that point. There should be charges for that. That's committing forgery. Think about it. Where else can you commit forgery like that and then the courts uphold that shit? You can't do that in a business contract. You can't do that when you sign a mortgage for a house, you're trying to lease a car or whatever. You can't do that. That's the only place in this country that a fraudulent document can hold up. That shit is not fair to men. And I'm going to tell y'all something, unfortunately, the marriage numbers are going to go down because these younger boys, they're seeing that. They're like, hey, whoa. Unless I have an ironclad prenup with certain things in there, not taking that kind of risk. Unfortunately, this is what the 304s have gotten it. They made it fucked up and this bad for the good women out here that ain't nothing like them. So see, I've showed you that tonight because I'm making the case for a lot of the women that want to try to defend them types of women. No, you can't afford to do it if you want a good man. It's come down to this. If you a good woman that wants a good man today, you gonna have to draw a line in the sand between women like I just showed you earlier in this broadcast. And for the Bucks of Bennington, that's why you got to get a white girl. Oh, yeah? I got something for you Bucks of Bennington. Let me show you how Becky get down. Because, see, this killed me when the Bucks of Bennington started talking about they finna go get Becky. I'm going to let Becky tell you how she get down. Let's let her talk.
My boyfriend was asleep, so I wanted to go fuck my ex real quick. So I drove down to the gas station, let him cream pie me, and then I came home to sneak into bed. My boyfriend woke up and then wanted to fuck me, and he started eating me out and told me how good my pussy tastes, and he's eating my ex's cum out of me, and I never told him.
Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. After seeing videos like that, it's not.
So now you heard what Becky was talking about. So for the Bucks of Bennington, you gonna go get you a white girl? Let me tell you something. A lot of y'all gonna take issue with what I'm about to say, but it ain't no nastier health on the planet than a Becky. These alabasters, boy, y'all, look up what a blumpkin is. You think that, and this is common in their culture, okay? You think a bitch that's willing to give somebody a blumpkin won't do shit like she just said? For you guys to think white women are so much better, okay, yeah. And go ahead and look that word up. You're going to be thoroughly disgusted, but I'm just saying, a lot of y'all that put these white women on pedestals like that, you really don't know them. Never mind what I say. In fact, disregard what I say altogether. Let me tell you what you better start paying attention to. You better start paying attention to the problems that white men tell you that they have with their women. You think that she going to treat you better than she treat her own man? I'm going to leave it alone. You can take it or leave it. But hey, let's get back to the broadcast.
Not hard to see why a lot of men would prefer to get their passports and go overseas, especially considering that those type of stories are the type of stories that are popping up on men's feeds daily of women bragging about all types of unscrupulous fucking behavior like that right there, to the point that men are have so much PTSD, maybe from relationships they had before or whatever, that they are apprehensive about dealing with women here in America and in the Western world. I'm going to start this video out by asking a question. If you were married, husband or wife, and you met your soulmate, listen to the question. If you were married and you met your soulmate, that's not your husband or your wife, and you met your soulmate, would you leave your husband or wife for your soulmate? Now consider what the definition of a soulmate is. This is a person that has a kindred spirit to yours, somebody that's like a once in a lifetime meetup. Would you leave the person that you're with, even though they're doing everything right, even though y'all done built the house together, y'all been together for 10 years, yada, 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 all of this stuff. Would you leave that person to be with your soulmate? If so, You probably relate to the woman that's in today's video.
Here we go. Now, my husband had been living in Maryland, and he had been married for about 10 years. I had been living in Mobile all my life, born and raised. When he got into the problems he had in his marriage, he came back to Mobile, where he was also born and raised. He left his first marriage with nothing except a suitcase of whatever clothes he had and could fit in it.
I got to pause it and go ahead and deal with what we looking at on the screen. Remember what I told y'all about that low self-esteem earlier in this broadcast? You ain't got no business choosing this. She got all the turbo thought signs. Little husky masculine voice, the behavior, that damn look, the Mr. Potato Head package. Okay, she ain't got the fake hair, but she got them damn shaved off and drawn on damn eyebrows. All right, then you got this big ass chest tat. You asking for it. When we tell y'all about this, we warning you, this shit that we talking about, them damn septum rings and all that, that shit come with a lifestyle. How many times we gonna have to tell y'all, man? So whatever dude was dealing with her seriously, you get what you get. You can't be surprised. Look what you picked. A lot of this shit starts with what you choose to deal with. That's for men and women. You when you do this to yourself, how did you expect it was gonna turn out? I just want y'all to listen to the way she talked. Then you tell me if the dude should have been surprised.
We met each other in a club during Mardi Gras season, and he approached me. Now, when he approached me, he had no idea who I was. He just thought he was approaching some fine dime piece.
With long titties.
Definitely
a dime piece with long titties. My question is, why were you in a club? Why were you in a club if you were married? Your ass shouldn't have been in a club at all. So here you are taking numbers. And when guys talk about, oh, I don't want my girls going on these, I don't want my girl going on these ladies' nights to the club and stuff. Men get called all types of insecure, all types of this, all types of that. But here you got this man who got kicked out by his wife, you know, perusing the club, looking for baddies. And he comes across you who is married and you entertain the whole situation. But let's go ahead.
Important for you to see us that night because I do have pictures. Okay, this was me that night.
Nerd.
And this was my husband.
Nerd.
So he did approach me looking fantastic in that hat and that.
How she think she a dime though? Now I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but look, see, the shit has gotten so delusional today. You got this. This motherfucker looked like she crawled out from under a trash can. All these damn tattoos, the damn turbo thought power up symbol in the middle of her head. Hey, I saw your Project Leroy. Hey, you right, bro. Hey, listen. All of this here she got going on. And then the other thing, you got to be an ultra simp times 10. If you dumb enough to have a wife and that bitch still want to go to the club, that ain't wife material. That's somebody that hadn't got turbo thought out their system. What the fuck is it in a club for a married woman? If y'all ain't going to the club together, what you going for? Buy you, man, you better go and look at that broadcast I did, The Truth About Girls Trips. It's some stuff in there you might want to check out. I just had to point it out, but hey, I want y'all to listen to the tone of her husky ass voice, because see, it's certain words that they use in their demeanor, they can let you know that, okay, yes, this is a turbo thought. And she used to being up under a bunch of niggas, because all you got to do is listen to her vernacular, her vocabulary, the way she act, the way she carry herself. If you really are studying and paying attention to just other things and how they look, you'll be like, oh, no, you are not worth my time. But hey, you know, again, I'm gonna let her keep talking.
This, which were both his fathers. So he realized he knew me. He realized who I was, and we started dancing. We started chatting, and I just gallivanted on off in the club somewhere. He spent the whole rest of the night stalking me. Well, he gonna call it keeping an eye on me. But to this day, he can name out almost the outfit that everybody that talked to me that night had on. So I did give him my phone number. After he pinned me up against the bar and refused to let me go until I gave it to him.
Bullshit.
We started talking from there, and we never have been apart since.
There you go.
This is where the story gets tricky.
Of course, because you
now
married.
He was in Mobile because he was having problems in his marriage. But here I was, wife and mother of 3 with a job at the post office and a brand new house.
Brand new house, you a mother of 3, you've been married for all these years, and you meet some nigga in a club who pinned you up against the wall, right? Pinned you up against the wall to get your number according to your story, and you left your husband for this guy. So this is why guys are apprehensive about getting into anything serious in this fucking country, because this story just sounds dumb.
But I couldn't.
No, it's not dumb, young brother. See, this is what it is. The little dude, and she showed the picture of him, he did something that you should never try to do. You tried to turn a hoe into a housewife. She didn't just start being that way. See, you look, let me make it plain for a lot of people that, man, they probably can change. No, they can't. Let me explain something to you. Just like you looking at Sierra, what they do is they get to that epiphany stage, and then they start to realize, wait a minute, I'm turbo-thotting around with these dusty ass niggas and they ain't providing no resources. I got to go land me a sucker to facilitate my lifestyle. So they gonna go and play the little role. They'll convert to whatever, Christianity, Buddhism, Muslim, whatever, it don't matter. They'll convert to that to get you to buy the lie, like that soft girl bullshit they tried. Okay, remember when that came and went? Because they can't fake it for long. That was the last ditch effort to see how many suckers they could reel in. What they do, they go and land a sucker that's willing to buy that lie without vetting them and making them earn shit. And then they'll be like, okay, you'll do, nigga. You'll do. And see what's going to happen eventually. You think, okay, she won. All she got to do is cash out. Retire the turbo thought ways, you good. Nope. Because it's in their system. Do you understand me? No, it's just like a drug addict. They're not going to be happy. It's going to start showing with disrespect around your house. They're going to start talking to you crazy. They got to get back in those streets. Stop saving these hoes, man. Look, if Jesus couldn't save them, why you trying to save them? Let them motherfuckers be out there in the streets where they belong. That's where they got to be. See, look, they don't want to be homeless and be on the streets, but they want to be in the streets. Send that motherfucker where her calling is. Stop taking these turbo thoughts out of these damn streets. Let's let it continue.
Not resist the connection that we had. So it took off really fast. We would spend time at his mother's house and his sister's house. And his mother just casually mentioned one day to my mother.
So she's over here fucking this dude, letting him bust in her. She got 3 kids at home and a husband, okay? He has no idea that this is going on, but her mom's about to find out. Check it out.
Who she just happened to run into at the casino. Oh, it's good to see you. You know, Tiff and Chanel been spending so much time together. And my mama said, Tiff and who? It's way more to this story, but I'm going to break it down real quick. So then my mama followed his mother and father from the casino. And by follow, I mean they were in about a 45-minute car chase. This is about the time that his mother called us and was in the closet trying to tell him what was going on. And my mother came in the closet and took the phone and said that, you don't care, motherfucker, I don't care, you
Right, 'cause your mom sounds like a good woman. So my mama
from then on gave me until midnight that night to call my husband and basically turn myself in. I thought to myself, you're my mother. You're not going to do that. I even said it to her. You're my mother. You're not going to do that. So that sparked the whole fight between me and my mother in front of my mother-in-law, who was just Thelma at the time, who would become my mother-in-law. How can you tell me not to do this when I'm a product of a whole affair you had?
Don't matter. If I did crack when I was your age, don't mean I want you. You should be out here doing crack too. You understand what I'm saying? Now check this out. Now she's at this dude's house. His mother's trying to hide the situation. Her mother's obviously a good woman. It's like, yo, you married, you got 3 kids, you took vows to this man, and you over here sleeping around with this individual, right? Like, what's wrong with you, right?
Gotta pause it right here because, see, a lot of y'all probably didn't catch that. She just said that the reason why she didn't think her mother should have outed her is because she's the product of an affair that her mama had with somebody else. See, this is why you got to slow down and start finding out about these chicks' family situations. Same thing for the women. You better find out about these brothers' family situations because, see, here's why that matters, right? If she grew up knowing that, that's her normalcy. To her, that's normal. So it's not a big deal. Hell, that's what mama did. So that's why she looking at mom like, you hypocrite. I'm the whole product of an affair and you gonna rat on me? Now, you might say, hey, the mom was trying to do the right thing, which she would, but yeah, come on, man. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. Y'all better slow down and start vetting these folks and let it continue.
This is what her mom is saying to her, but whatever. She was like, you're my mom.
Y'all want part 2?
All right, whatever, though. But we're going to actually check out these comments and see if I'm the crazy one or if the world's crazy, because I'm pretty sure the world is crazy, right? So let's go over here to these comments. This is the story, like, right? So a lot of people were saying, yo, this is romantic. This is how you should never pass up your soulmate.
I don't give a fuck if you marry. I don't give a fuck how much you've invested in your family. I don't give a fuck about none of that. If your soulmate pins you up against a wall at the club, you better go for that fucking, you better take advantage of that situation. Somebody gonna say, mama was deep in your business. Bro, she was married. You see what I mean? It's like this idea of fucking committed relationships and long-term relationships is lost on a lot of people here in this Western world. So that's why all these men are saying, yo, I'm just gonna go ahead and get my passport and go fucking marry some Asian broad. Or I'm gonna marry some Latina broad down south somewhere, because dealing with this shit up here is just madness. It ain't just the story itself. It's looking at the comments, right? Look at it. Check it out. She says deep. My mom was in my shit deep. Because your mom was trying to probably protect you, right?
So
no shit.
We had this long period where we were not around each other's families at all. Our parents were still friends. Well, my mom and his mom were still really good friends. I ended up marrying a whole other person. We were married for about 8 years. And Teef was married to a whole other person that he was married to for about 10 years. Now, somewhere toward the end of all of that, we found each other in a club.
In a club.
We've been together ever since. Teef was already here from Mobile because he had gotten into this big knockdown, drag out fight with his wife. But I was still happy.
So he got into this knockdown, drag out fight with his wife. But you left your husband, who built you a house, to be with a nigga that potentially had put hands on his ex-wife. I mean, it's just, you can't make this shit up, bro.
Married as everybody thought in my first marriage. When we met each other in the club that night, we knew we wanted to be together, and we've been together
at the club that night.
Then his mama told my mama, and my mama had a whole fit. My mama threatened to tell my husband if I didn't, and that's exactly what she did. And I guess you can tell the story gets much more complicated after.
So I'm not going to go into the rest of the story. I'm just going to tell you what ended up happening. What ended up happening was, since they had built a house together, she wanted her husband to leave the house. And of course he was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not going nowhere. So eventually she ended up packing her shit up together. She took the kids, she left the house, and she ended up pretty much going to stay with her mom for a bit until somebody, I think one of their parents, ended up getting her an apartment, into which the dude moved in. So you left a house with your 3 kids to go live in an apartment with this other nigga. Now y'all look like y'all doing good now or whatever. But I just wanted to illustrate this story to show you why so many men are apprehensive about, for one, getting married, and 2, why so many men are getting their passports and going overseas. This is the fucking reason. So let's look at these comments, bro. Let's look at some of these comments. Let's look at some of these comments. Your soul made me right there. Bro, like, bitches learn how to write. This is getting irritating. Yo soul made me right there. Bro, go back to school with this shit, because y'all be having me stumble over y'all fucking words. I believe that the only person to tell your story is you. Keep living your truth. You bitches in this truth, your truth shit. There's no your truth, his truth. There's only truth, bro. That's why this world is so fucking mad, bro, because everybody gets to define what their truth is. Meanwhile, everybody's living on Mars, Venus. Ain't nobody in the same fucking, in the same world, in the same universe, bro. And then y'all give these men all of this shit for wanting to lead this bitch, when this is the quality that's out here, bro. And I said this is all women, but this is what these men see. If you're a single man, bro, and you haven't like had a relationship in some time, you trying to get back into the dating scene, and you hop on this shit and you see this and you hop in the comment section, it's just like, what the fuck am I doing? I might as well fucking just play with myself for the rest of my life and stack my cheese, because it's crazy, bro. From the looks of it, y'all are the perfect couple. I love watching y'all videos. Keep up the good work. Amazing power couple. And they probably are. They probably are the creme de la creme, right? But if you're the other husband, if you're the guy that was on the other end of that, where not only she leaves you, she meets some nigga in a club, right? Then asks you to move out of your house so she can move that nigga in. How do these women have the audacity to want to do that? Because if it was a nigga like me and I built a house, and you talking about you met some nigga in a club and you gonna move him up in my shit, I'm probably gonna kill you and him. That's just me. So why even put yourself in that situation? I'm just being honest with you, because I'll be damned if in this life, the next life, the life after that, the life before this, I would ever be fucking disrespected to that degree. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I wanted to keep the house, but he didn't want to leave. Bro, y'all be playing some dangerous games out here, bro. Chanel is love. Your marriage to your husband was supposed to be together. Love finds a way to be one. I love your relationship is beautiful. Y'all better learn how to write, and y'all better learn how to write ASAP. because this shit is getting out of hand. This story has always been priceless to me. I love hearing you talk about your past. I know some of it is sad, but you make me laugh too. Beautiful couple story. So Chanel, I started watching you on Facebook years ago. You were the first female I learned basics of makeup from. Your lives were fire. Your spirit is beauty. So this is what these ladies are looking up to, right? These type of chicks, right? This is what they're looking up to. That fucking city girl, fucking live by your truth type on the fucking cusp of everything. I mean, everybody's gonna sit up here and say to me, well, they're a power couple now. They're happily married and all of this other stuff. So why are you even being so judgmental? Because when the next one comes along, because there will be a next. I hope this nigga knows. The moment he's not measuring up to whatever it is, because, you know, you can't even build a bitch a house without her finding some nigga in the club. Whenever the next nigga in the club comes up and he got this swagger, or he's at the grocery store, she gonna leave this one for the next one. That's how that works, bro. You know what I'm saying? How you got him is how, you know, and there's no goddamn way I'm gonna start a serious relationship with a woman that I know is cheating on her husband with me. That's fucking dumb. Now, yeah, you got 10 years out of it, probably. You know, y'all probably got kids and shit, all kinds of shit. I don't know what this woman's situation is. I just know the fucking story is dumb. To me, it's dumb. And I understand why so many men are like, nah, bro, you can't do it here. It's a lost cause here. And these niggas get so much shit for saying, I don't want to put myself through this situation, because take in mind, she may have left with nothing. She may have left with half, whatever the case may be, but she left. And if she chooses to leave at any point, she could say, I want half of this. She already took the kids. She took the 3 kids, right? She can sit up there and say, I want half of the equity in the house. So you have to sell your house that you built, all that other stuff to give this lady fucking half of what you got. It's freaking irritating. And I completely understand why these men in the dating scene are saying, fuck that. I would rather fucking stick my dick in a blender than risk being in a situation like this to where I'm going to lose everything. And then this bitch is online a decade later laughing about the situation when that was probably one of the lowest moments of that man's life. That's all I'm going to say.
He was like,
so let me tell y'all in summation of what you just saw there. I'm showing this for a reason for the sisters out there that are decent, so you can understand what you're going to have to distance yourself from, because see, like a couple of brothers in the chat room noticed, she's saying it and grinning about it and telling it to the world, because today, hey, it's cool to do that. They think that shit is cute, but see, let me tell you what this is going to backfire. Not on the turbo thoughts, because they already done. They know they ain't worth shit. They're done. Let me tell you who is really hurting. You good sisters that are not out there doing this, let me tell you why it's hurting you. It's hurting you because the available pool of men in this country that you have left to pick from, the more they keep seeing examples of this high-ass divorce rate where most of the women are filing for divorce for frivolous reasons, goes up to 90% when they get college educated. Men, by nature, are problem solvers. Listen to what I'm saying. They're problem solvers. So what's going to happen is this. The more that these brothers, especially this younger generation, see this behavior, they're going to say, okay, that's what the women on. Cool. Can't change them. I can change me. I'm telling you right now. They're like, all right, cool. I know what not to do. Unfortunately, that's going to leave a lot of women that want to get married without dudes that's even thinking about entertaining that. Okay. So the reason what I'm telling you is I'm not blaming you for the turbo thought behavior. What I'm saying is that code of silence that a lot of y'all got where you see that shit, you don't say nothing. I'm telling you right now, that silence is killing you. It's killing you. The next 3 to 5 years, you're going to see what I'm talking about. If you don't see it now, the next 3 to 5 years, you're not going to recognize things. Because see, people not even, you got to understand the risk that a man takes today that has resources to say, okay, I pick her, I'm going to marry her. It's basically like putting our head on the guillotine, trusting you not to let that motherfucker go and chop our heads off. You see what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, problem solvers, the more that we keep seeing this shit, the more that the numbers keep showing, it's not worth it. That's what men are going to say. I don't like that. I don't want to see that. But I'm just telling you, the younger generation is not having it. So for your part, you got to make sure you stand out and draw a line between you and them. You can't just look the other way. You can't co-sign the goofy shit. You can't think it's cute, because if you do, the men are going to put you in the same boat with them bitches that was caping for Derrick Jackson that turned on his damn wife. I'm telling you right now. I want y'all to check this out, though.
El Guapo, cheating on you is the worst decision I've ever made. And my life has been somewhat in shambles ever since. Joe treated me like a $5 304, and I lost you, and I've been watching you in the background, and I had the opportunity to tell you, yo, you really broke my heart, and you changed me as a man. You made it so that I never wanted to like a girl as much as I liked you, and I never wanted a woman to have that much leverage over me again. Ladies, you complain about these men doing these things and acting these ways. We have these complaints that men are so cold and so uncaring. There's a reason behind that, and that normally stems from some form of, and I hate to use this word, but trauma that happened trying to be the good guy early on. And men have a long memory.
If you marry a woman,
what the brother Guapo said is true. And again, this isn't to give cover to men that ain't worth a damn. I would never do that. I don't do that on this platform, just like I don't cover up for the women that ain't shit. But what I'm saying is, if you're a woman listening to this live recording, you better stop and think about some of these things that the brothers are telling you, okay? Some of these dudes that you see that ain't shit, it just seem like they the worst thing in the world, they had origin stories. Same could be true for some of these chicks, okay? But what I'm telling you, the best way to make sure that you don't get caught up with that 304 crowd, don't try to dress like them. Don't try to look like them. That you know the look I'm talking about, the Miss Potato Head package, the weave, the shaving your goddamn brows off, drawing new ones on, the Celtic rings, all these goddamn tattoos and shit. Stuff that women are saying, that men are saying we are not attracted to. Not the men that's worth a damn now that you say you want. Now, if you don't care about that, hey, disregard everything I said. Keep taking over for them. Keep defending their ass. Men are going to adjust. And see, I'm gonna let you hear something that Corey Holcomb said. A lot of y'all may disagree, but again, this is the mistake a lot of women make. Stop talking and listen. Listen to what this brother's gonna say, because I'm telling you, I'm already seeing this shit in the younger generation. That's just how bad this is. So when you hear a lot of women saying, I don't know no women that do that, I'm like, what planet you living on? It's all around us, everywhere. And it's encouraged across all races of women, not just black women, okay? For these goofballs that's in these spaces saying that, I just showed you evidence where Becky got down. There's plenty of that on this channel too. So if you thinking that, okay, man, it's just black women, all right, goofball, keep living. Why don't y'all listen to what Brother Corey about to say, because it's going to be some grim truth, but it's truth nonetheless.
Woman, you are setting yourself up to be destroyed, especially if you are a productive man. There is no way you go down and get a marriage certificate with all of the information out here about marriage.
Factual.
There's no way you should be getting married nowadays. That's an old concept, man. Absolutely. What you do, if you find some girl that you just got to claim with your cake ass, you go and you get a contract with the heifer where you are protecting yourself. Yeah. Because if you don't protect yourself and you marry one of these women who are not coming from money or get money, which is basically almost all of them, all that you've worked for, all that you've went to school for, all of this is in jeopardy. It's dumb to get married if you are wise now. Now, if you're a lame who don't know, can't nobody save you. Can't nobody save you. She got rights over your body and everything. God forbid something happened to you. She might do something scandalous if there ain't no gangster shit involved. Mm-hmm. If she ain't worried about the repercussions, you shouldn't be getting married no more. That's dumb. Dumb.
I always felt it was dumb.
Most of the women are going to rob you. Most of the women are going to rob you and take everything you have. And I'm saying there are women who've been taken as well. There are women who had to pay a lot of money for being married. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying a man who doesn't know how to go and get a contract on how things will get chopped up if it doesn't go right, you are setting yourself up to be destroyed.
And the reason that you're scared to not get married is because you don't want her to go. And I'm here to tell you, homie, if you're scared for her to go to the point where you will marry her, you need it to be destroyed. So you can be built back up into something that is worth something.
Come on now.
Now you worth something. Now that you see a bitch ain't shit, and it ain't just Corey talking crazy. Now that you see that a funky bitch is the worst thing God put on this earth. Now you a better man after you got destroyed.
Yeah, so there you have it. I couldn't have put it better myself. And see, let me be clear, and I hope you understood what Corey is saying. Because again, he included, there's been some women that got into marriages in this country today. The shit went left. Like the brother Nightfall Drop just said, shout out to Holly Berry. Yeah, she hopped over there with them zaddies. But see, when you leave zaddy, he gonna pat them pockets. My young brothers, direct your attention to the screen right here. Be wise to survive. You understand me? Don't go rushing into nothing. Start sharpening your character discernment skills. Take your time. Don't rush into nothing. Now, if you're a super simp, like Corey said, we can't save you. You done. You gonna have to get destroyed. Okay? You are. You gonna have to get your head rammed into the concrete of life. And then you're going to finally realize, damn, I should have listened to the niggas. It's not that we're being cynical. We're looking at the reality around us. See, it would be different if it was just a small percentage. Then you was like, oh, man, that's just a few of them. No, it's not, because of American culture that promotes that turbo thought lifestyle. So you have to be wise out here, young brothers. I hope you was able to learn from something from this broadcast tonight, whether you was a young man or a young woman over here and you want a good man. It's critical now. Do you understand me? You must stand out from them turbo thoughts. They are on the highway to hell, just like the title of this broadcast says. The shit that you just seen in this broadcast, some of y'all know women that have done some of this shit, and some of y'all pretend like you don't. Okay? I just hope for your sake, if that applies to you, that you are making sure that you stand out from them and distance yourself from them. Because see, if you don't, you're gonna end up just like them. They're gonna be miserable, and it's basically over for them. But see, this is what they don't realize. What they don't realize, this is just like the fall of Rome. They was having a good old time before that society ended. We saw how history showed that worked out. Salute to the brother Keith B for the cash out. Thank you very much to you and anybody else donate. I usually put your names on the community tab about an hour or so after the broadcast, but I just did this as an example for young men and women alike. Like I said, you can take it or leave it. The information in here is in the real world. You're going to see it. Just make sure you move wisely out here. And before we go tonight, one more time, in case you don't know, Brother Tariq Nasheed has a new channel up, Tightening with Tariq. Okay, let me move the banner down. I want you to go over there. If you subscribe to my channel and you like my content, this is the OG right here, okay? Him and Brother Jason Black, the Professor Black Truth, these are people that you need to go and subscribe to. If you over here, man, and again, even if you don't like everything they're saying, mark my words on this, you're gonna learn something. If you learn to take that like out the equation and start asking the question, what can I learn? You'll be a lot better off in life. So go over there, Fact the Business. I'm gonna put the link in the chat room to the brother's channel so you can go and subscribe. Tightening with Tariq is the name. And one more thing I want you to do for me also, for you brothers and sisters in here, our good sister Lioness Crown has a shop, okay? You can see that on my community tab. I have a picture of it posted up there. I just posted a link in the chat so you can go and check out a lot of the gear that the sister has. You might want to grab you some of it. There's actually a promotional code on my community tab that you can use to get a discount also. So with that said, brothers and sisters, I'm going to wrap it up right there. And like I said again, make sure you be wise to survive. Exercise your character discernment skills. With that said, salute to everybody. Black first. I will see you all in future content.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Tariq Nasheed, and I'm inviting you to the Foundational Black American Expo going down May 27th, 2023. right here in the beautiful city of Dallas, Texas. This is an event you don't want to miss. It's going down at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters, and this is an empowerment event that you can invite the whole family to. We're going to have seminars and workshops that discuss things like business development, education, health and wellness, self-defense, and some of you businesses out there, we have vending opportunities where you can promote your businesses. Plus, we're going to have so many phenomenal speakers and guests. We got people like Dr. Boyce Watkins, who's coming down, Professor James Small, Sister Vicky Dillard, Riza Islam, Dr. Kaba Kamene, Ben X, Tahuti Mayad Ra, Erica Lachey, Red Pill, Blue Pill, so many people. So yo, get your tickets now at FBAexpo.com. That's FBAexpo.com. We will see you here.